we automatically give you $5 off your next purchase for every 100 you spend. So start saving today with Napa Rewards. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa Know-How.
Napa Know-How.
Internet security. Dial **web and say SAFE to start your free trial. That's *932 keyword SAFE to try it free for 30 days, no obligation.
Catch Erie Otters action home and away all season long right here on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Every night, Bill Ryder keeps you company.
What's up?
It's Ryder Than You on CBS Sports Radio.
Welcome back into the show. We're talking Tiger Woods, and I have asked for your help. I genuinely find it to be a, for me at least, I feel a connection to you, and I'm very appreciative that you listen. And usually I try to pay that forward by doing the best show that I can and working really hard on it and trying not to take myself too seriously, and hopefully the show's entertaining. But today I actually need your help. And I'm serious. Should I believe in Tiger Woods? Can I hold on to this love affair that he can pass Jack or at least get close, or is it time to move on? Big Saints fan tweets at me on Twitter, SportsRider, SportsReiter. Forget about Tiger winning a major. He just needs to win a golf tournament to get his confidence back, then work on a major. I like you're leaving some hope up on. Let's see what Ryan in Wisconsin thinks. Hey, Ryan, thanks for listening. Appreciate you, man. You're on CBS Sports Radio.
Hey, thanks very much, Bill. I enjoy your show very much.
Thank you.
Hey, listen, I was in college, too, when Tiger reached his pinnacle, and it was awesome. It made me a golf fan, and we saw him actually crash, hit rock bottom. So why not root for a guy like that? When my phone lights up today and tells me that Tiger shoots 3 under, I was excited for the first time with golf, and I never get excited about any golf news. So if you can imagine Tiger in the top 10 with Rory and Justin Spieth and Dustin Johnson, all those guys, I mean, to me, that is golf at its absolute pinnacle. So, I mean, yeah, you don't want to set your hopes too high like this is it, he's back. Of course not. He's got a long way to go. But why not root for a guy who hit rock bottom?
Right, I love it, but I'm not going to lie to you. You saying Tiger in the top 10 with Spieth and my heart started beating a little faster. I mean, you're right. I got the alert. I was following it. When's the last time any of you, most of us, went to CBSSports.com or wherever it is, and we're looking for live updates? Tiger hits his drive off the tee straight, fairly, legitimate distance. Oh yeah! I mean, it's November. I mean, the Tiger effect is amazing, but is it a false promise? Let's go to Jake in Colorado. Jake, appreciate you listening. Appreciate you weighing in. You are on CBS Sports Radio.
All right. First-time caller. Pleasure to listen to you.
Thanks, man.
Heard you since your inception.
Dude, I appreciate you. Thanks for welcome to the show. What do you think?
Well, I think Tiger kind of stepped on his poncho, so to speak, and he built himself up, got so dang strong, and hurt himself. I think he's been relaxing over the past few years, and I think he's getting his body in more golfing shape. And I look to see Tiger coming back, but not soon, more like in the senior tour.
Jake is talking. Jake in Colorado, by the way. Love the first-time call. You are always welcome here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the kind words. They hurt me, though. Tiger in the senior tour is not he'll be... Because once he's in the senior tour, I mean, that's like trying to find true love at a retirement home. And I'm not rooting for the octogenarians out there who are trying to just, enjoy their days. But it's a little different when you're talking senior tour. That true love is going to feel a little stale. All right, let's go 855-212-4CBS. Let's go to Jake in Erie, Pennsylvania. Jake, thanks for hanging out, brother. We appreciate you. You're on Ryder Than You on CBS Sports Radio.
Well, Bill, another first-time caller. Tiger has no chance of ever winning again. I hate to tell you.
Tell me the truth.
I played golf for 40 years. I played some competitive amateur stuff. And when you stop playing, the physical is one thing. You can get back and hit shots. But the mental is so different and so hard to get back. And even though he was Superman with his mind, he has no power over these people anymore. They're not intimidated. He's a fantasy golfer to them. And more importantly, the endurance of the muscle of the brain in a competitive event like a pro tournament. He can go 2 rounds and do well, but the 3rd round he'll unravel, and he's not, forget about winning a major. He's not going to win a pro tournament again.
Oh, Jake, you're breaking my heart. Although I got to say this, I very much appreciate you listening, and thank you for your first-time call. You are always welcome, even with that just cold water you just threw all over my hopes and dreams. That's what you did. You just stomped on my heart. But I asked for honesty. I'm not mad at you. I just hope you're wrong. And unfortunately, there's all these sort of like concerns that are very legitimate you raise. The muscle memory of winning, the muscle memory of domination, the muscle memory of self-confidence. These things matter. I want to ask the guys, actually. Like, I'm curious. Klug's always a down. Klug's the guy that gave the Game of Thrones a C-. But I'll ask him.
I just have a question for you. Like, it's kind of because I feel like it's newsworthy. Like, the Cleveland Browns activated Josh Gordon today, and he's going to start this weekend. Do you have high expectations for Josh Gordon?
Here's what I'll say. I'm rooting for Josh Gordon, but I'm not emotionally invested in Josh Gordon the way I am Tiger. It would be more like, Michael Jordan missed a lot of time, and he came back and he was dominant. Like, Tiger's much closer to MJ and time off than he is with respect to Josh Gordon. Although the point you make is each of those guys have struggled with a level of addiction that can have a massive effect on you physically. But that's part of the question. Like, can I believe in a guy who's been away from the game and who hasn't been able to compete? No, I don't care. I care about Josh Gordon as a human being, but compared to Tiger Woods, man, whatever. But Tiger's on that MJ level. I don't know if he can do it, but if it can be done, Tiger Woods is the man who can pull it off.
I was just echoing the last caller's sentiment in terms of time away from the game.
How many majors do you guys think he wins going forward in his lifetime?
0.
So cold.
How many do I think, or how many would I like him to win?
Well, I like to win. Sure.
I don't think he wins again,
0.
but it's more interesting to me if he's involved. Like, golf is only a story to me when Tiger plays well. If Tiger's not playing, I don't care at all about the sport of golf. But if he's there, I'm at least a little bit interested.
You know what this reminds me of? When I have somewhat of an overly candid personality, and when people ask me questions and I say, do you want me to be honest? And they say, yeah. I always assume they're telling the truth. This reminds me of the times, there's been several, where guys come to me like, I really respect your opinion, and, do you think my girlfriend or my fiance like cheats on me or is a bad person or treats me badly? And I'm always like, do you want me to give you if I say to you, do you want me to give you an honest opinion? You should know an opinion's coming. Yeah.
It might not be an opinion coming.
Right, are you sure? Yeah. Yeah, she's the worst. She definitely cheats on you. We all hate her, and she's going to divorce you if you marry her and ruin your life. Like, how about you not do that? Or in reverse, you think my boyfriend's a good person? No, he's the absolute worst. And sometimes those people don't speak to you again, right? People don't like to hear the truth. Now I kind of understand what it's like to hear that something that you want to be real may not be. 855-212-4CBS. Thanks for breaking my heart, guys. Jerks.
You asked for the truth.
I know. Let's go to John in Erie, Pennsylvania on 1260. John, what's up, brother? You're on CBS Sports Radio.
Hey, Bill. How are you?
I'm good, dude. What's going on?
Oh, just fixing on the tractor, putting some lights on. I'm going to have to say I was going to go with the second caller back, but I can't break your heart, man. You already know what's in your heart. You know it. I mean, it's like going down a dark road. Do you really want to go down that road, that alleyway? Or do you want to go up the one that's got at least one light on it? You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, dude, but the problem with that, I mean, here's the thing.
I'm going to lay off that one. I'm going to go back to the Josh Gordon thing. I say no for that, too, because Jim Rome is rooting for the 0-16 season for them guys. And you know what? Let's break a record at least. Browns have been this sad forever. Why not keep it going, you know?
It's like fantasy, right? Like, you root for your guy. Appreciate the call, dude. Good luck with the tractor. You root for your guy, but you also, like, root for your team. Even when so maybe Gordon could, like, go for 120 yards and a couple touchdowns, and the Browns could still, like, give up 42 points. Like, I'm down with that. I went to a wedding once. Boy, I really hope he's not listening. I went to, well, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I went to a wedding once with one of these people, and it was one of the saddest things I've ever watched in my entire life. So, and I'm being serious. I'll tell you, sometimes it's good to hear what you don't want to hear before you say I do. Although we're taking this analogy real far. We're poured up against weird. I get it. But I'm a huge Tiger fan. And jokes aside, I can't think... Because it's different when you're a fan of a team, right? You love a specific team, but you never delude yourself into thinking this is the greatest team ever of all time. At least I haven't. You sort of hope that they'll achieve in one year. Tiger Woods, for me, maybe because of my age, was my opportunity at Babe Ruth. It was my opportunity of once-in-a-generation athlete. And I love Jordan, and I'm a Jordan fan. I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago and Dubuque, Iowa, kind of back and forth, and Dubuque's not that far. But you know what? I was young. I was a kid. Like, it's different to be a teenager or an adult and watch the arrival and the rise of all-time greatness, and I never anticipated the fall would be part of the Tiger Woods story. It's an unfulfilled promise that I thought was going, and I literally thought I would tell my grandchildren about Tiger Woods the way that my grandfather talked to me about baseball players who are legends and sort of transcend their sports. And that's gone away, and it's obviously hard for me to let go of. Some Thursday Night Football tonight with the Dallas Cowboys. Really excited to talk to former Cowboy Drew Pearson about what he sees in this team, his view of Jerry Jones and all the sort of Roger Goodell drama, and whether or not he believes Dak Prescott can be a quarterback, franchise quarterback of the future for this team. We'll get into that coming up next here on the show, Ryder Than You with me, Bo Ryder. But before we do that, let's get a CBS Sports Radio update with Jay Berman.
CBS Sports Radio. Sports Flash.
All right, Bill, we'll start with the NFL getting set, as you said, for Thursday Night Football. A good one inside the NFC East. Always fun when the rivals get together, Redskins and Cowboys. Washington has the home field tonight. If the Redskins win or tie tonight, the Eagles clinch the NFC East. Elsewhere, Hugh Jackson has announced that Josh Gordon will be a starting receiver for the Browns on Sunday against the Chargers. From the college game, Dave Dorn is staying at NC State. He will not take the Tennessee job. Tennessee apparently now turning their focus to Kevin Sumlin. Paul Chryst has been named the Big Ten Coach of the Year. Ohio State quarterback J.T. Barrett underwent arthroscopic knee surgery earlier this week, but is expected to play in Saturday's Big Ten title game against Wisconsin. All right, NBA, 5 games on the schedule tonight. Tremendous matchup in Boston as the Celtics welcome in the Sixers. LeBron and the Cavs on the road for the Hawks in Atlanta. Late night Jazz and Clippers from Staples Center. College hoops, marvelous top 10 contest as 5th-ranked Notre Dame visits number 3 Michigan State. Baseball, the Blue Jays say they'll honor the late Roy Halladay before their season opener March 29th against the Yankees. The Rays have traded Brad Boxberger to the Diamondbacks. The Braves announced today they've traded right-hander Jim Johnson to the Angels in exchange for a minor leaguer. And from golf, Tiger Woods, playing in the Hero World Challenge in the Bahamas, shoots a 3 under 69. He's 3 shots off the pace of Tommy Fleetwood. It's Tiger's first tournament since February. I'm Jay Berman.
Hey, this is Brandon Tierney.
And I'm Tiki Barber.
Tiki may have played in the NFL, but we got you covered on the college scene as well. Every weekday from 3 to 6 Eastern, right here on CBS Sports Radio.
Catch Erie Otters action home and away all season long, right here on CBS Sports Radio, 96.3 and 1260.
Sports fans, this is the World Champion Handicapper Jeff Helm from Las Vegas. Thursday night report against the spread. Weeks 9 to 12. I'm on fire. Documented 38-2. That's 95% winners. And tonight, powerful information has been confirmed. Washington, Dallas. NFC Game of the Year is a monster. And yours free on a recorded message. Call now. 1-800-244-5506. The total is huge. Toll-free message. 1-800-244-5506. NBA on fire. I love to go 5-0 Thursdays. 1-800-244-5506. NBA Philly at Boston. Toll-free message. 1-800-244-5506. Washington, Dallas side and total. Toll-free message. 1-800-244-5506. Weeks 3 to 12. I've won every single week. That's consistency. Washington, Dallas, yours free. 1-800-244-5506.
Napa know-how.
Keeping it simple is usually a good thing. And when it comes to rewards programs, keeping it simple is always a good thing. That's why we made the Napa Rewards program effortless. All you need is your phone number to start saving on the parts and tools you need. Then we automatically give you $5 off your next purchase for every 100 you spend. So start saving today with Napa Rewards. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
Hear that? That's the sound of speechless. Like when you give her an unforgettable gift from Jared the Galleria of Jewelry. Whether it's one of the hundreds of new pieces in our collection, one of the exclusive pieces you can only find at Jared, or a custom piece we create just for you, Jared is the place to find the gift.
I love it.
That takes her breath away. And that's why he went to Jared. Hear that? That's the sound of speechless. Like when you give her an unforgettable gift from Jared the Galleria of Jewelry. Whether it's one of the hundreds of new pieces in our collection, one of the exclusive pieces you can only find at Jared, or a custom piece we create just for you, Jared is the place to find the gift.
I love it.
That takes her breath away. And that's why he went to Jared.
Save more now at Holman Chevrolet, your regional used car outlet. Get a great deal on that car, truck, or SUV and save money. Save now on 2016 Hyundai Sonatas with our Holman Advantage 7-year unlimited mile powertrain. Drive them forever. $13,988 or $199 a month. Or save on 2015 Chrysler 200 Limiteds with our Holman Advantage $11,988 or $166 a month. Come choose from a 2015 Chevy Sonic or 2015 Chevy Spark. Both GM certified with extended factory warranty, priced at $89.88 or $125 a month. Get more truck for your buck and be snow ready in an 08 Chevy Tahoe 3LT crushed in price, $12,950. Plus tons more under $69.99 with fresh trades added daily. We mark them down as they hit the ground. Holman Chevrolet, 1925 State or HolmanChevy.com. 4.59% APR for 84 months with approved credit, tax, and license down.
Hey, remember the mortgage meltdown of 2008? Have you tried to get a mortgage since then and been turned down? Or maybe you haven't even tried because your credit score is stuck at 585 or your tax returns have too many write-offs. Well, Cash Call Mortgage has great news for you. We've just introduced programs for people who've been told no. And what's doubly exciting is that we can solve your mortgage problems with no closing costs, no points, title, escrow, and no fees.
Wait, Cash Call, are you saying you now have credit and income-solving mortgages with no closing costs? Are you kidding?
You heard right. A credit or income-solving loan with no closing costs. Call 855-875-CASH and we'll work with you to solve your mortgage issues. Make the cash call at 855-875-CASH.
First Mortgages, Impact Mortgage Corp., DBA Cash Call Mortgage, 1 City Boulevard, Orange, California, 92868, NMLS 128231. Equal housing lender, not licensed in all states, not available in Washington State. Call 855-657-9910 for licensing, terms, and restrictions.
That's 855-875-CASH.
That's the sound of your in-law's cat perched over your bed at 3 a.m. You wanted to save money this holiday, so you settled for their house. Now you're staring into the eyes of pure evil. If you booked a hotel on Priceline, you could have saved up to 60%. That's up to $120 a night. Plus, you'd be in your own comfortable, cat-free room. Save up to 60% on hotels when you book on Priceline, and get the deals you won't find anywhere else.
Express deals are different. Exact hotel shown only after booking. No obligation.
Catch Erie Otters action home and away all season long, right here on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Every night, Bill Ryder keeps you company. It's Ryder Than You on CBS Sports Radio.
Welcome back into the show. Bill Ryder with you on the program. And before Thursday Night Football kicks off, excited to welcome onto the show, welcome back onto the show, a former and longtime Dallas Cowboy, a man who is in their Ring of Honor. He has a Facebook Live show. It is Drew Pearson Live from 1 to 2 Eastern Time on Fridays. Drew Pearson, thank you, sir, so much for coming back on the show. Good evening.
You got it. Thanks for having me.
So, well, let's But let's start with the on-the-field difficulties for the Cowboys. They obviously have not won a game since Ezekiel Elliott suspension has begun. Does this, for you, answer the question? Because there was some debate about how critical Zeke specifically was to that team and to that offense.
I guess it does. It's pretty obvious. The offense hasn't been doing much since Zeke has started to serve his suspension. But, we still, sometimes you take one person out of the offense, it should not cripple the offense. Someone should be able to step up into that position. And our running back position is probably the best position as far as depth is concerned on the roster, where the drop-off from the starter is not that great to the backup. Alfred Morris certainly is not Zeke Elliott, but he's a proven runner in the NFL. If we give him enough carries, I think he could still be effective. I think the problem is that the rest of the guys in the offense, their play hasn't been up to par. And it's forced Dak to do some things that he's not used to doing. And, when I say the other parts of the offense, I'm talking about the offensive line play. Whether Tyron Smith is in there or not, whoever's in there should be, playing and taking advantage of the opportunity. I'm talking about the wide receivers not being creating any separation, not being where they're supposed to be on the certain routes, and not giving Dak the picture he needs as far as throwing the ball to them. So there's a lot of things with the offense that has caused the offense to go south. And certainly Zeke not being there adds to that for sure.
And Drew Pearson here on CBS Sports Radio with me, Bill Ryder. Drew, I'm glad you brought up the receivers and separation, because we're starting to see and hear in some of the tape breakdowns that are available out there rising concerns about Dez Bryant and whether he's getting older, whether he's not carrying as much, whether there's some sort of problem. But there seems to be a growing consensus, if not a consensus, that he's not getting the kind of separation that he used to. Is that a fair reading of the tape and just watching what Dez does play after play?
It certainly is. Unfortunately, I just can't understand it. As you go along in the NFL and you become that elite receiver, and I'm saying that with quotations, when you become that elite receiver, you got to upgrade your game, because now you're the man. People are coming at you. They're going to try to stop you. They say, stop you, we stop their passing game. So in order to deal with that, you got to upgrade your game. You think Jerry Rice never got double covered? Some of these other great receivers. I watched the Pittsburgh Steelers and how they worked Antonio Brown free via double coverage. It looks like they relish the double coverage. When Roethlisberger reads that, he still goes to Brown. So you're going to get double covered or what? You're going to be played more physical. And what you have to do is upgrade your game. You have to be more effective as a pass route runner. You have to be more disciplined. And when given the opportunities, you got to catch the football. Dez has problems running routes. We see that. I see that. But he also has problems catching the football. He leads the team in drops. And if you're the go-to receiver on your football team, you can't be leading your team in drops, that's for sure. It sets a bad example to the other guys in that receiving corps. So, yeah, I see it in Dez. They say now he's never been a great route runner, but he certainly has been better than what we have been seeing, especially in the last 3 weeks.
Drew Pearson, Cowboy Great, here with me, Bill Ryder, on CBS Sports Radio. And you can catch Drew's show, Drew Pearson Live, every Friday on Facebook Live from 1 to 2 Eastern Time. If you're on Central Time, if you're in Dallas, if you're in that part of the country, it's 12 to 1 local time, Central Time. Drew, Dak Prescott, he's obviously, along with Zeke, before the suspension, was considered part of one of the two guys that were the future of this franchise. He is the quarterback, and whatever the issues with Dez Bryant, whatever the issues with the offensive line, whatever the issues with the running game and Zeke being gone, quarterbacks get a lot of glory and they get a lot of blame. Is it unfair, with his struggles and this offense's struggles, to question now whether or not he is a legitimate franchise quarterback going forward for this organization?
Yeah, I think that assessment would be unfair. it's too early to judge whether he is the franchise quarterback or he isn't. I think that 29 or 26 starts or whatever.
It's time for Erie Otters hockey on WRIE Erie. CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260 is proud to be the new home of Erie Otters hockey. Now let's go live and join the voice of the Erie Otters, Aaron Cooney.
Test to date for the Erie Otters, as this past Saturday hosting Teddy Bear Toss night. The Otters welcomed in the Sarnia Sting for the first of 4 matchups. Sarnia coming in a rejuvenated team. It's a one that had learned from their first round exit of the postseason last year to the eventual OHL champion Erie Otters. And with that experience, they have churned themselves into the top team in the CHL as the number 1 ranked Sarnia Sting rolled into the Erie Insurance Arena, having won 4 straight games. So the game would open up, and the Sarnia Sting would control the pace. And what you expected from a high-flying, fast-moving offensive squad, Sarnia controlled for the first few minutes. And once the Otters found their balance and regained their footing, it was Erie coming in with the counterpunch that had Sarnia, the team, on the ropes. And at 12:25 of the first period, the Otters got to their game, out shooting Sarnia 14-9 in the first. It was a point shot from Jack Duff, something that they were working on in practice. The Otters defenseman pitching it, picking up the puck along the walls, or at the half wall, and getting the shots low into the net. Jack Duff executed that to the team, and in front, Alex Gritz. Johnny on the spot to deflect the puck, change the angle on Justin Fazio for his 6th of the season. That would bring the Teddy Bears down from the Erie Insurance Arena crowd. The Otters would lead 1-0 into the first intermission. Sarnia known for high flying, averaging 5 goals per game. That leads the Ontario Hockey League by half a goal, which is saying something for the number 1 team in the league. And at 2:35 into the second, they would tie things up as Jordan Ernst would have his first of the night, 14th of the year. The Otters would counter that with a power play goal of their own, and once again recapture the lead on a Taylor Radish jam away in front for a 2-1 tally, 9-10 into the second period. But once again, Sarnia up to the task. And at 13:35, it was Drake Rimshaw with his 12th of the season, tallying for the Sarnia Sting, and a 5th rounder of the Los Angeles Kings had once again tied things up, this time into the intermission at 2. Third period, Sarnia would strike early, just 2 minutes in. A deflection by Jordan Ernst for 2nd of the night would have Sarnia with their first lead of the game. And if the Otters coming into the third period, they knew they needed more, and they gave everything they had in that third, including another period where they outshot the top team in the country. And finally, they would bust through as Taylor Radish, set up by Ivan Rodnia, would help tie the game as Taylor Radish would have his 100th OHL goal to tie the game at 3. But it wouldn't last long. 45 seconds later, Sarnia gets one right back for a 1-goal lead. And after the Otters saw Garrett Podubny get hurt on the play in the offensive zone, he was unable to get off the left Erie, down a man in their defensive end. And Lavinius would take over, pitch and catch with his winger Sean Josling behind the net. Now the play out to the front, the Otters unable to put a man and a body on Lavinius, as Hugo Lavinius has his 10th of the season. The go-ahead goal that would stand because the Otters late would get whistled for one of the Otter calls that you'll see. Erie whistled for an equipment infraction as Garrett Podubny on the ice in the final minute and 45 seconds, undone on his helmet as he everything they had to the Sarnia Sting, and for much of that game, they were the better team on the Erie Insurance Arena. And the Otters will look to continue that here tonight into their proximity rival, the Niagara IceDogs. They've split the season series so far, with both teams holding home ice. The Otters look to turn that around here. The stop in the Meridian Center in their third matchup with the IceDogs from St. Catharines, Ontario. I'm Aaron Goody. We'll set the scene for you. We'll also chat with Jack Duff from the Erie Otters when we return. You're listening to the Erie Otters Radio Network and the Erie Federal Credit Union pregame show on your home of Otters hockey. CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
This holiday season, my good friend gave to me 7 normal tickets, 6 match 6 chances, 4 cash for life, 3 big threes, 2 mega millions.
Pennsylvania lottery tickets make great gifts, like the new Merry Millions with top prizes of $1 million. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
And best wishes from the lottery.
2017 OHL champion Erie Otters are proud to partner with Willie Broadcasting and Erie News Now to offer the new Super Saver sections. Otters fans can purchase tickets to all home games for the best value ever in team history with $12 seats. That's right, fans of all ages can purchase tickets to any Erie Otters home game for just $12. That's the Erie News Now Super Saver sections, offering $12 tickets to all Otters home games. $50 at home Sunday, December 3rd against the Kitchener Rangers. Get your tickets at the Erie Insurance Arena box office, online at erieevents.com, or by calling 814-452-4857.
An Erie landmark since 1953, Nunzi's Place serves generous portions of great food at reasonable prices. Family-owned for almost 60 years, Nunzi's prepares the finest Italian cuisine in Erie. Come see why the Erie Times News said Nunzi's is known for food that tastes good. Nunzi's Place, located at 2330 East 38th Street near Bayfront Connector. Call for reservations or place an order for takeout. Call 825-2940. Nunzi's, known for Italian food that tastes good since 1953.
The Sheraton and Courtyard Erie Bayfront Hotels are proud sponsors of the Erie Otters. Join them for their pregame and postgame celebration at the award-winning Bayfront Grill or the brand-new Shoreline Grill, located just minutes away from all the action. Let them help you fuel up to the high-energy game with their extensive menus and craft brew selections. You honor to be dining with the best. The Sheraton Erie Bayfront Grill and Courtyard by Marriott.
The new home of the Erie Otters, WRIE Erie, CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Welcome back inside the Meridian Center. The Otters making their second trip into St. Catharines, Ontario. They see the Niagara IceDogs. Welcome you back into the Erie Federal Credit Union pregame show. I'm Aaron Cooney. We set the scene here for tonight with the Marsh Real Estate Services lineup. The Otters here on the evening, a similar lineup to the other day against the Sarnia Sting, and you can't blame them for not changing too much after the effort and the game they had against Sarnia. And I know that the coaching staff has spoke. They've said that they weren't matching themselves up against the number one team in the country the way everybody else, even myself, may have. But you got to dig the effort that the Otters had and the game they had against the Sting and what they were able to accomplish, and maybe probably deserved a better fate than they had in the 1-goal loss to the Sting back on home ice at the Erie Insurance Arena this past Saturday. But now taken to Niagara. We talk about preparation, and Jack Duff's going to talk about that a little bit later during the Erie Federal Credit Union pregame show. And I thought Saturday was the most prepared that we saw the Otters in a hockey game, as Sarnia had a hard time countering the game. They're used to just playing their way, Sarnia and having their way with teams, but the Otters forced them to shift what they were doing and adjust to what the Erie Otters brought, forced them to play their game, which is something that's can be difficult, something that good teams do, and the Otters are getting to more and more as the season progresses. And for the Sting, it may be a little tough to get used to moving forward, and for a team that's expected to win, they're going to have to change that around, because even though good teams came out with the victory, but Erie really pressed them and forced them into an uncomfortable situation. Otters for tonight include number 2, Mitch Byrne, number 5, Aiden Timmerman, number 15, Stefan Patry, and number 29, Chad Yetman. As Yetman will swap out with his fellow brother, Evan Sproul. Sproul will hop back in the lineup on the left wing with Max Golod and Joe Mack here tonight. Across the ice, the Otters are going to see one of the busiest goaltenders in the league. It's Stephen Dillon, who will get the start for the IceDogs, as he usually does. Their backup, let's say, he's only appeared in 5 games this season. Dillon, 11, 5, and 2 and 2. A 2.90 goals against average and a 906 save percentage. The 19-year-old from Buffalo, New York, and might be a good re-entry coming into the NHL draft. Look at the numbers he's putting up here. Dillon, as I mentioned, sees a lot of the workload. 1,222 minutes played this year, 5th most in the OHL. He was right at the top of that as well. He's on a huge workload last year amongst OHL goalies. He's right up there again, running the work for the IceDogs this season. Scratches for the IceDogs include number 7, Kyle Langdon, number 19, Ian Martin, number 20, Adrian Carbonera, recently acquired as well for the London Knights, and number 67, Zachary Shankar. The offseason move brought in the North Bay Battalion, the overage defender. They are out, 2 of them, that being Carbonera and Shankar, due to suspension. Of course, we know Carbonera with the London Knights coming in, and he has been suspended 10 games by the Ontario Hockey League, and he sits, and a lot of that will carry into the new year. He's out here tonight. The UPMC injury report for the Erie Otters, clean bill of health all around with the Otters. The way they performed the last couple of games, you're not going to see many changes. All the other scratches, Byrne, Timmermans, Patry, Yetman, they are healthy scratches. But now we'll step for a break, and when we come back, we'll chat with Jack Duff. Right after this, you're listening to the Erie Otters Radio Network on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260. 2017 OHL champion Erie Otters are proud to partner with Lilly Broadcasting and Erie News Now to offer the new Super Saver sections. Otters fans can purchase tickets to all home games for the best value ever in team history with $12 seats. That's right, fans of all ages can purchase tickets to any Erie Otters home game for just $12. That's the Erie News Now Super Saver sections, offering $12 tickets to all Otters home games. $50 at home Sunday, December 3rd against the Kitchener Rangers. Get your tickets at the Erie Insurance Arena box office, online at erieevents.com, or by calling 814-452-4857.
An Erie landmark since 1953, Nunzi's Place serves generous portions of great food at reasonable prices. Family owned for almost 60 years, Nunzi's prepares the finest Italian cuisine in Erie. Come see why the Erie Times News said Nunzi's is known for food that tastes good. Nunzi's Place, located at 2330 East 38th Street in Bayfront Connector. Call for reservations or place an order for takeout. Call 825-2940. Nunzi's, known for Italian food that tastes good since 1953.
Looking for the best health plan through your employer? Well, let's look at the proof. With Highmark, you're covered wherever and whenever at 93% of doctors across the country and in 190 countries across the world. So whether you're going to Minneapolis or Milan, your coverage goes too. Choose the plan with living proof. Choose Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Visit ChooseLivingProof.com. Network coverage varies by plan. Check your member materials for details.
The Sheraton and Courtyard Erie Bayfront Hotels are proud sponsors of the Erie Otters. Join them for their pregame and postgame celebration at the award-winning Bayfront Grill or their brand new Shoreline Grill, located just minutes away from all the action. Let them help you fuel up to the high-energy game with their extensive menus and craft brew selections. You ought to be dining with the best. The Sheraton Erie Bayfront Grill and Courtyard by Marriott.
The new home of the Erie Otters, WRIE Erie, CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Welcome back inside the Erie Federal Credit Union pregame show. Aaron Cooney here, joined by Erie Otters defenseman Jack Duff. And Jack, now you've kind of had a pretty good taste of the Ontario Hockey League. When you look at the beginning of the year and even your first 2 games that you played, well, way back last season with the Erie Otters in your rookie year, following your draft year, what have you picked up here now that you've been in the lineup consistently, and have you found things to slow down to get a little easier for you?
Yeah, like nowadays I have more confidence. Like at the start I was worried about making mistakes and just everything that was going around me. But I've just learned to play in myself and just do the best I can.
We've seen you show up on a couple offensive plays and opportunities, and none bigger. I'm about the other night against the Sarnia Sting and the teddy bear toss game. Take me through that. Picking up the puck, you put the shot to the net, Grits deflects it in, but you're part of that teddy bear goal.
Yeah, well, I mean, in practice earlier, a couple days ago, we actually worked on coming down the wall and just getting pucks to the net, and I thought that was my opportunity to do it, and I went in.
In situations like that, and I even noticed a couple other ones, your shots are coming in, they're low when they're on net. How do you work on something like that to get pucks on goal and even load it and create rebounds or deflections and opportunities, second chance opportunities?
Well, we're told that they just keep the pucks low. I mean, we take a lot of shots at practice, just working on that off the pads for forwards, banging the rebounds. Just something that comes second nature.
Last time out against the Sarnia Sting, I know you guys fell a little short there. You fall in the game 4-3, but for you as for your first year defenseman going up against the top offense in the league, what was it like playing against guys when you look at Kairu and you look at some Ernst and some of the other guys that have been showing up on the score sheet a lot for a team like Sarnia that can certainly fill the back of the net?
Yeah, they're quick. They're quick. They know how to move the puck, and they just make smarter plays, and you just have to be more aware of your surroundings and just everything that's going on around you.
Now, the penalty kill has seemed to pick up for you guys the last few games, and there's been a couple times that you've shut out opponents and had a perfect night on the PK. What's been improving? What's been changing? Or what has been working right for the team and for the penalty kill?
I think everyone's just buying into the penalty kill, and everyone's doing what they've been taught how to do, and it's working so far.
You're now take to the road for a couple games for heading back home Saturday against Kitchener Rangers. Here are the Niagara IceDogs. You guys have, it's been the battle of home ice where you guys got the win back at the Erie Insurance Arena. Here they got the win here back on their opening night. What are you guys going to do tonight? Get back on the winning side and take it to the IceDogs?
I think we just got to be prepared to play our game. Nothing different than any other game. We just got to be prepared.
All right, thanks for that, Jack, and have fun here tonight in Niagara.
All right, thank you.
That's Jack Duff of the Erie Otters. We've got more coming up. Face Off is next. You're listening to the Erie Otters Radio Network on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
The Sheraton and Courtyard Erie Bayfront Hotels are proud sponsors of the Erie Otters. Join them for their pregame and postgame celebration at the award-winning Bayfront Grill with a brand new Shoreline Grill located just minutes away from all the action. Let them help you fuel up to the high-energy game with their extensive menus and craft brew selections. You honor to be dining with the best. The Sheraton Erie Bayfront Grill and Courtyard by Marriott.
This holiday season, my good friend gave to me 7 Paramount Ticket 6 match 6 chances. 4 cash for life, 3 big threes, 2 mega millions.
Pennsylvania lottery tickets make great gifts, like the new Merry Millions, with top prizes of $1 million. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
And best wishes from the lottery.
As more and more companies offer their employees a choice of health plans, more and more people are deciding UPMC Health Plan is the best choice. With affordable in-network access to UPMC and other doctors and hospitals in your community, plus award-winning customer service, it's no wonder UPMC Health Plan is the fastest-growing health plan in the region. So when your employer gives you a choice this year, make the choice more and more people are making. Choose the best. Choose UPMC Health Plan.
The Titan truck. It's built in America, and it has America's best truck warranty. 100,000 miles, bumper to bumper. So if you want a powerful, full-size truck covered for the long haul, or just for the sheer fun of driving it, stop in to see the Nissan Titan. Now, $7,000 off its MSRP or 0% financing for 72 months. And in northwestern Pennsylvania, it's only at Interstate Nissan.
211 available at this price. In HI 537 also approved Tier 1 at NMC Federal.
The new home of the Erie Otters, WRIE Erie, CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside the Meridian Center in St. Catharines, Ontario, where tonight the Ontario Hockey League presents the Erie Otters visiting the Niagara IceDogs. Logan, everyone, I'm Aaron Cooney. We'll get you set here for tonight as the third meeting between these two teams, the closest rival of the Erie Otters. Even though team in the Canadian Hockey League, the Sarnia Sting. But looking to take things here on the road, and they got 2 games on the road before turning home. And if you look at it, the Otters 5 of the next 6 on the road, including this one here tonight. The last visit out, a 4-1 loss here at the Meridian Center to the Niagara IceDogs. But you remember that fun 5-4 overtime win over these IceDogs at the Erie Insurance Arena. A season splits thus far, 1 game apiece between the 2 squads. Troy Timpano for the Erie Otters, 7-7-1-1, 3.41 goals against average and 880 save percentage. Emphasis across the ice with Stephen Dillon, 11-5-2-2, a 2.9 goals against average and 906 save percentage as we are underway. Otters control the opening draw. Working out to the left as Josh Wayman will skip it out ahead. That goes off the stick, no icing, and hustling after. Here's Ivan Wadnia for the Honors. They track things down. Snapped up the near side, held in Henrik. A shot to the net, deflected towards the goal, but blocked by McPherson, who stepped in front of it. And chasing off, here come the IceDogs. Cornel around one man, gives to Jones up the wing side, trying to get it in front of the net. Good closing speed from Wayman. It's tossed from behind, then out in front, gathered by the Otters. Off goes Kyle Maximovich. Maximovich slotted on for Taylor Radish. Man in front, here's Wadnia, but a good back check from Cornel, who hustles back and takes away the pass from Ivan Wadnia, but they cough the puck up right at their own line. And Jordan Sambrook, as it's played by the glove first of Kyle Maximovich, it's a whistle for a hand pass. Here, 49 seconds in from the Meridian Center. The Otters have a couple good defensive opportunities on slight odd man rushes. First, the Otters, after Ben Jones, Johnny Cornel got around Owen Hedrick, who was Lakeland coming across defensively, and as Cornel on the back check coming in and taking the pass, stepping in front of Ivan Wadley, who was open out in front of the net but couldn't receive from Taylor Radish. And into the Otters zone come the IceDogs. They're a team that struggled scoring goals with the 3rd least in the Ontario Hockey League. The Otters will take the puck away and chase it back away as Ham tied up with Gurney. Niagara Falls native here, Toral to be exact, with the same area played out ahead, though, by Niagara into the Erie zone. Looking for Akil Thomas, and down comes in towards the net. He was tied up good on the back end. It was Christian Gurney who may have lifted the stick. The crowd thought they got the gloves there of Thomas, but not the case. He takes off again through the neutral zone. Sets it up left wing side, gets it right back. Thomas 44 in white. And off to Maximoff, their leading goal scorer. They shoot one from the blue line that's stopped by Troy Timpano. Put off the blade of Schaefer. Settles into the far side corner, Erie territory. Garrett Pinup returns there. Tied up with Maximoff. They get back out to the blue line. Shot from Schaefer. That one sails high. Timpano reacted late to that one. Roberts slings one towards the net. That's off the mark as well. We got Erie hemmed in here. Schaefer, nice little move. Keeps the puck in, but it goes off the skate of Jordan Sambrook of the Erie Otters. Pinned along the far side wall, but they get the puck away. They send behind the net to the near side corner. Inside Erie territory still. A first shot from the circles is stopped by Timpano as Matthew Phillips stepped into it. And forcing back out to center ice, but it's all IceDogs here to begin in the first couple minutes. Phillips turned to the Otter zone, tied up as they tag up off to get onside. Now Phillips in his own left wing side. Couple Otters there. It's Gabe Robinson and Joe Mack. They follow up and snap it down the other way. And force the hand of Billy Constantino to chase it on the near side corner. Watched by Carson Edwardson from the Niagara Falls area. Product. Out ahead, be backhanded in from neutral ice by the IceDogs. And it's a little fair catch from Timpano. Leaves it into the corner for his defense. There's Jack Duff. On for Curtis Henry in the far corner. Floated out ahead to a bounce off the stick of Evan Sproul. There's Max Golod forcing the issue. Trying to make it 2-on-1. And a poke check drops it off for Sproul. Overskated. Grabbed by Niagara. They fly through the neutral zone one more time. Left wing side. Good poke check by Jack Duff. The Otters need to stand him up. Force him offside at the Erie line. 16:48. Here to go. Early parts of the first period. No score. I'm Aaron Cooney here from the Meridian Center. Otters and the Niagara IceDogs for this second matchup between the two squads. Split the season series thus far in here into the Meridian Center, where the IceDogs have won 3 straight games from this building. A couple big wins over one over Mississauga. Bringing in Erie, their attempts offside. Wadnia and Taylor Radish sprung out left wing, drifting offside where the
seconds in. A fresh twig here for Stephen Dillon. And sent over to the bench, and he gets a new paddle, and we'll start. Otters with that top-loaded first unit. Garrett put up with the face-off win. Hedrick, the 16th ranked power play unit, did fit one in over the number 1 PK unit in Sarnia Sting the other night. Max switch holds the right wing side. Hedrick, center point, takes the shot, curls it over. Here's Ladnia. One-timer, that was blocked in front. Schaefer stepped into it. Hedrick holds in, off for Max Sivich, twirls away from one man. That was Maximoff, gives out to Bedubby, walks to right wing side. Bridge shot, massive stop. It comes all the way at the rebound. In the center point area, the Otters regain possession. Max Sivich floated towards the front, that's off his skate. Otters hustle, and they hold in. Ladnia at the far point. Palmy sets it down, looking for Radish. Schaefer knocks it away. Speared off his stick by Garrett Bedubby, floated out ahead. Held in. Here's the Otters from the point. A one-time try off the blade of Max Sivich is off the mark and kicks all the way back to Erie territory. Bouncing puck settled down by Owen Hedrick, able to keep it in. Now Hedrick loses the handle on his way through neutral zone and sent back to the Otters circles. Taylor Radish there. Minute left on the power play. Radish trying to do it himself. Will chip it in and will chase. It's swung around the near side by Drew Hunter and leave it out to the blue line for Owen Hedrick for rounds. Ladnia now left wing circle holds down low. Taylor Radish in front. Bedubny scores. 8-0 but a Jeep, and Garrett Bedubny throws it through the legs of Dillon, and the Otters strike first. 1-0 Erie. Well, that's what they want to see from Garrett Bedubny. They may not have gotten all of the stick on it, but it's a good setup from the Otters. They force some pressure out high that opens things up, down low. They watch the center point minute. Owen Hedrick, but quickly, as Taylor Radish drifts off from the man in front down to the corner, Ladnia spots him, hand off in front to the now open Garrett Bedubny as he makes his way into the front of the net. He's able to slide it through the legs of Dillon. Erie leads 1-0. Power play goal. Back to even strength now as Roberts will send it into the Erie zone, slowed by Timpano, but everything on the near side. Roberts, first man to it from the blue line now. Back behind the Erie goal. Here's Martin, the man out ahead. Was looking to get to Gurney. Down goes Timpano behind the play. I don't know if he was tripped up on a forechecker or not, but he appears to be all right as he gets back up. Wheeling with the puck is Billy Constantino. On for Roberts, and quickly out ahead to center. Stopped in by Tomasino. Faces the near corner, bouncing towards the front of the net. For it is Alex Gritz of the Otters. It's rolled into the corner and back behind the Otters goal. Centering pass there. Good knife and poke check from Alex Gritz defensively as he was on top of his man, Phillip. Get it right back. Constantino looked out in front. They were looking for Tomasino. He sends it high into the far corner. Slipped on near side. There's Elijah Roberts, the former Kitchener Ranger. Brings it up high. Throws it to the front. Martin takes it away. Looking to make a pass, man on his back. It's hunted down by Tomasino. The Otters are fortunate able to guide this out to center, and Alex Gritz will slap it on in. Slowed on the glove by Dillon and hands off to Roberts. Erie leads 1-0 here. 6 minutes in from the Meridian Center. Power play goal for Garrett Bedubny. He's got the puck now behind the Erie net. Pass intercepted by Thomas. It's intended for Edwardson as they throw it back into the far side corner, Erie zone. Maximoff looking for it. Poked away from him by Garrett Bedubny. Erie gets it out to center ice. Edwardson after. Played offside. The attempted pass for Cade Robinson. Erie whistle here with 13:34 to go. First period. Otters lead 1-0. Power play goal from Garrett Bedubny. That's going to spike some confidence in the Otters power play unit. It rolls in 2 straight. And that against the 3rd best penalty kill unit in the league, 85.7% this Niagara IceDogs squad. Otters with a straw, snap it on in, chasing the far side corner, goal on Sproul. Back there also. Erie changing the defensive pairing behind the play. That forces it back out the center for Jack Duffel ran
instead. Save made, rebound. Hovering up is Dillon. As that thing rolled behind him, but he found it before the Otters could pounce on that puck. In the crease. He holds on, but nice play. Sud down out of the defensive zone. Out of the faceoff, Ivan Ladya. He springs it forward for Kyle Maximovich. As Han thought he had him lined up at the far boards, Maximovich so elusive at times, especially along the boards. As he makes his cut, forces to create the offensive 3-on-2. Ladya couldn't finish it off. Erie, clean face-off right between Martin and Sambrook, so they have to back up to their own line. Start the breakout as Martin picks it up, jugs around one man, couldn't get past Thomas. It's taken by Niagara, and they escape through the neutral zone and come in offside. Maximoff will drop off to Castleman, but Maximoff was ahead of the play. Face-off at 12:09 here beginning. First period, the Otters looking for their third road win on the season. You know the road goals have been there for Erie. This building, none too different. Ever since they switched to the Marina Center, the Otters haven't had the best of luck. In the last season after Jack Erie controlled the season series in that 2013-2014 year, but since then, they're in Niagara. The Otters have only won one game each for the last 4 seasons. Skipped into the offensive zone by the Otters offside. Trade offside calls. And the face-off will be to the left. Far side. Now we got a discussion here with our two linesmen, Justin Tang and Mike Harrington. It's going to be in front of the IceDogs bench, and now they're going to move it to center ice instead, which is signaling a correct call. Niagara pulls this one back. Hunter, now Roberts. Find Thomas and Hunter out left wing side. Now the defenseman comes up. Run over by Jack Duff. He stepped into a brick wall. Forces the puck to be dumped in. Van will settle it there. Jack Duff involved in a couple big collisions here the last few games. There he is on the step up on Drew Hunter. Hunter's in possession because of it. There's Robinson flying out the center. Steps around one man. Wheels left wing. Got a man open on the near side. Picked up by Edwards and swings it back out in front. Nobody home. Off to the races goes Joshua Dame. On right wing side. Poke check by Wainman. Forces it deep by Bruder. Able to guide that puck back onto the circle for Thomas. Thomas wheels up that far side. Calling for it at the point. They don't give to Roberts, but Erie flies it up that way. Roberts holds it. Stepped into by Edwardson. Thomas follows up. Floats it back to the near side corner on her zone. Dame fires it behind the net. He'll squirt all the way back out off the corner bounce to Roberts. Steps around one man. Walks into the circle. Wrist shot. Blocked. No minute on net. Waitman stepped in front of it. Erie kind of bunched up at that far circle. As Waitman now ties the man up. Thomas has it. Drags along the goal line. Waits the man get open in front. They can't get the pass to connect. Twisted out to center ice on the play by Carson Edwardson. Roberts back in the zone, however. Erie finishing up a shift change. Everett slams Roberts into the boards in the near side corner. O'Neill takes from him. Work it out ahead to the blue line. Schaefer angled down from the right wing wall. Picked off here. Got him head man. Looking for Radish, and he can't settle it down just in time on the pass by Lodnia. But Hedrick follows up in the offensive zone. In for Radish in front. Hurls into the forehand and couldn't finish it off. Got it back. Save made by Dillon on the wrister. As the frantic moments in front of Steve and Dillon, the Otters just could not finish it off. Here midway through in the first period, 1-0 Otters and a power play goal from Garrett Podubny. Ladnia retrieves here, taking from Owen Hedrick. Drop pass on to Maximovich. Otters playing keep away in the neutral zone right now as Maximovich. It's off, Gabriel Radish right wing side. Waits, pass on for Ladnia, gets the shot away. Bitter save from Dillon. Sambrook at the point. Wrist shot deflected just wide. Leahy chases it down. On the backhand will float it towards Erie ice. That kicks a bounce off the boards and will keep things alive in the middle of the ice. No icing call as the Otters deflected into the zone the other way as they finish a change of their own. 9:17 to go. First period. Otters lead 1-0. Here's Thomas out the center. Erie bottles him up. Shuffles it in towards his own, but it's taken away. The Otters trying to move quickly. They had Gritz and Gurney, but they can't get possession. As Leahy teams up to Thomas.
open. Look out. Councilman can't turn it onto the net as he was tied up. And a big tumble down on the near side with a couple Otters. A few IceDogs. Coming out of that pileup is Thomas. Erie got lucky on that one. McPherson's shot. Thrown to the front of the net after they bounce off the end boards. The shot went wide, and Erie fortunately clear. Ham holds in. Right onto the circles. Turning, whipping around as Thomas towards the goal and top the skate wide. Lots of traffic in front. That's where you can find Oliver Castleman. Half behind the net. Working on the near side wall. Bounce to the circle for Thomas. Still holds, tracks around Sambrook. And Sambrook just roughs him up and tosses him down to the near side corner. Whacking back and forth. Castleman tosses it back behind the net. And on for Maximoff, the former Saginaw Spirit second rounder. Twirls to the blue line. And they duck around between two Otters. They step into him. Then frees the puck up. Still for Niagara, however. And changing on the play as Thomas makes his way off. He sends it on for Ham, who slaps it into the far corner Otters zone for his own man, Castleman. Back up the wall. And here's a twirling move. Tomasino, poke check last second by Gurney. Fellow softly sends it down to the near side, and Erie desperately needed that change. But the unit hemmed in for quite a bit of time in the Otters zone. And it's right back into Erie territory. Chasing is Max Golod. Tomasino's the one that tossed it in. Down the near side wall. Brady Johnson chasing. Max Golod forces him back behind the net. It's loose as Jack Duff steps into a man as well. Golod still battling the far side corner. As Matthew Phillip on as well. Finally sprung loose. As the Otters had to use a third man to knock it loose, and they'll flip it out to center on Joe Mack, but right back into his zone. Here comes Niagara. They put it in the body of Curtis Henry. Golod ducks away from a check, but coughs the puck up. Tied up on the near side boards. Golod recovers and spins away from another one and finds Emmett Roll out towards center ice. Hit by Brady Johnson, the time in front of Erie's bench now. Ground from center and thrown in by Mack, and Erie can get a change again. Last two shifts, ice has been tilted in favor of Niagara. Not a lot of whistles here as Ham comes back the other way. Wrist shot stopped by Tendeno. Smart move by the veteran. He smothers it, knowing this midway through timeout will help slow things down and hopefully take some momentum away from Niagara. With 6:30 to play in this first period, Otters lead 1-0. Era Padapi with the power play goal. Real food, real beer, real historic atmosphere. That's what you'll find at the Brewery at Union Station. Erie's original brew pub and restaurant, located downtown at 123 West 14th Street. That's the Brewery, proud sponsor of the Erie Otters. So Niagara left without a bit of their grit here tonight, as they went out and acquired Adrian Carbonera for a fourth-round pick. Brad, coming from the London Knights, this is their overage situation, but Carbonera comes in only for a couple games, immediately out of the lineup. He gets slapped with an 8-game suspension. He's out of lineup here tonight. Another one, Zach Shankar, picked up from the North Bay Battalion in the offseason. He's out as well, serving suspension of his own for 5 games. Back to action here for New Center. First period, 1-0 Erie. And behind the net, trying to get out to the front. There's Timpano deflecting the pass all the way out to center ice. Put the paddle down and ramped it on for Niagara territory. As Johnny Cornel, the overage, is knocked down the far side. After Jones recovering after the Honors the forward check, bounced the forward down. It's right back to the Erie zone. And Josh Lehman able to intercept, rips it off the window, but not out as Roberts holds it. Tripped up a bit on the hit from Cade Robinson as his puck off a couple of sticks. Deflects out of play. Out into the neutral zone on the play by Johnny Cornel, who sent it out of play. Get the draw in front of the Erie bench.
on the corner, able to retrieve. Bumped up for Ivan Lodner. Got a man ahead and Radish, right wing side. It's in the zone. Busting down right wing side. His shot off the stick on a play. Blocked by Ham. 4:42 to go. First period. Taylor Radish sets up. Kira put up the on the plate. Reception from Ivan Lodner. And Radish a 3-game point streak here. He scored in 2 straight as well, including that 2-goal game against Sarnia. For career goals number 99 and 100, his 100th career OHL goal. All with the Erie Otters. Schaefer controls on his own end. Skates across center red. Take it himself. Runs into Curtis Henry. Toss the puck up as well. Here comes Gurney the other way. Pochek at the line. Wipes out. His dump steps into a man. Knocks him down. But the other way in control is Singer. Pass on for Dane. With shot. Save made. As they throw it back to the front of the net from behind. Timpano able to stop both of those. And now a penalty coming to the Otters from behind the play. It'll be Niagara Falls native Curtis Henry. A little retaliation from Henry at the end. And he gets the roughing call on the near side corner. You see that happen from time to time. Get mixed up with a guy, and I know he tried to plead his case, but it's that whoever catches you last or makes the last effort, they get the gate. That time it's Curtis Henry. And a chance in the power play for the Niagara IceDogs to even things up at 1. Get down low, quickly on to Thomas. In front, tipped by Jones, and off of Bonnie and in. Waved off. Daniel Singer was the last one to touch it, but it was emphatically waved off by Mike Hamilton, the deep referee along the goal line. They run down the celebration line. We get a quick look at it here on the Jumbotron. It was initially rolled no goal, so you got to overturn it. I think it went off the glove, and that's not going to stand. That's good eyes from Mike Hamilton. The official right along the corner and along the goal line as that play was sent out to the front. Thomas sends it to Jones, who gets the shot away. That was stopped by Timpano, and the rebound floated in midair, or is knocked out of midair. As it shows on the replay, looks like the glove. That's put in by the glove. You can see that motion going forward, nudged in over Timpano with the glove. And I don't believe they're going to overturn the call on the ice, which is no goal. And Hamilton off the phone. That was a quick investigation. As it was batted in by a glove. It's pretty standard. No goal. Finally got one right. Get back to action. Still Erie short-handed. Took all of 10 seconds off the clock. Face-off is in neutral ice. Controlled by Niagara. We'll set up with Jones. Drifting back to his own circles. Now the wheel forward. Then Jones, 7th-round pick. The Las Vegas Golden Knights. Enters on the near side. Duff throws a man down. Jack Duff really playing the body here tonight. The Otters unable to clear on the move by Timpano. Held into the blue line by Thomas. They set up Ham center point. Right side. It's Thomas. Low down low. Power move in front. Save Timpano on Ben Jones. Loose into the corner. Down in the lane. 1-on-2 is Owen Hedrick. Working out to the blue line. Here's Ham from the right point. Skates left. Hands that way. Maximoff. Wrist shot deflected wide by Jones. Settles out of the corner. Duff battling away. Maximoff holds the near side. Wadney after. Flipped up the near side. Good clear. Duff got it out. As Ham roughed up by Taylor Radish. As he brought it back in offside. 59 seconds left in the hurt. Curtis Henry. Minor for roughing. Curtis Henry got the salute by the team. As he go out for warm-ups, the Niagara Falls native here, his first time playing in the Niagara Falls area. Just a bit north of the St. Catharines, home of the IceDogs. He's allowed to go out and does the first lap by himself before warm-ups, and then he's from the team. But here comes Niagara with a backhand try, and catches the side of it on the entry from the right wing. And Gurney will slap this one the length of the ice. Removed by Dillon. Here's PK, 6 for 6 the last 2 games. Pretty formidable foes and offensive groups. side. Is he able to clear it? Will get across the line with time expiring on the penalty. Out of the box is Henry. Here he is, killed one off. Henry now in control from his own blue line. Shuffles it on back. Martin looking for Sandbrook on near side. Off the mark. He's able to pick it in. Slap it off Albani. It comes right back to Martin, who's trying to head off on a change. It's the Sandbrook here in the final 2 minutes. The Otters leading 1-0 in this first period. Edwardson around a man. Whoops. Hands off. Pedubney out in front. Here's Robinson. Oh, sliding stop by Stephen Dillon. Oh, that pass came from Garrett Pedubney from below the goal line on the near side and past the far circle, but there's so much steam on it. Robinson had to settle it down. That allowed Dillon to move from the near post to the far post and get in possession of that sliding stop. Robinson could have pulled the trigger right away, made it a different situation. Battle on the far side boards as Niagara will take that puck lead. Brady Johnson sends it on in. Timpano wants to snap it on the near side boards. Slowed down by Dane. Kept alive. Thrown to the front. Good poke check. Josh Wayman heads up play, but Erie can't clear. Kept in on the left wing side by Billy Constantino. Holds the blue line. Out ahead. Connor Rister. Oh, he caught his own man in the helmet, but it comes right back for another try from the circle by Dane. Better save from Troy Timpano. There's ladled out to center ice. Gloved down, and the Otters pick it up. There's Robinson trying to make a move. Tied up by Constantino. Now Edwardson in the far side corner. Constantino, the second round pick of the 2017 OHL priority selection. Battles away the couple Otters into the final minute of this first period. Erie changing, getting some fresh bodies on. Lodnia and company. And Taylor Radish. Bounce at the wall. Back switches a body in the man. Erie holds in. Wayman center point. Wrist shot. It was blocked by a sliding Brady Johnson. Force the issue on ahead. Constantino looking left. Tomasino just ahead of the play trying to receive that pass to draw the offside call with 37.9 on the clock. Erie scoring first. 1-0 lead. When they score the first goal, 9-4, 1-0 on the season. Center. Let's face off back to Jordan Sandler. Final half a minute. We'll set things up. From the left circle, their own end. Out ahead for Ivan Lodny. Across the blue line into offensive territory. Kind of guided on forward for Taylor Radish. Off his skate. Chipped out ahead. Kept by Sandler for a second. Bounces off his stick. And settles out along the blue line. Brought in offside by Erie's Kyle Maximovich. With another. Off from here in the neutral zone. Erie remains with Radish, Lodnia, Maximovich. Jones wins his face off. Snapped on head towards Erie Lodnia. Reaching in on Cornel was Martin. Big collision there. And Cornel went head first as they bumped into each other into the Otters bench. A little slow to get up. Shoulder first. Hit there for the overage captain of the IceDogs. Leading returning scorer, 62 points last year, 31 goals. Snapped the puck down, gets into the honor zone, watched by Taylor Radish, takes the puck away, and Erie just pokes it out to center ice the final 2 seconds before it's ripped off the end boards by Jones, watched by Timpano as the buzzer sounds. Erie will take a 1-0 lead here into the intermission. Garrett Pedubney with his 8th of the season. Otters lead 1-0 after 1. Step away for a break. When we come back, the UPFC Intermission Report. You're listening to the Erie Otters Radio Network on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Lisa was diagnosed with breast cancer at Allegheny Health Network when she was only 27.
One of my nurses dropped me off at my door, sent me a text and said, "You don't need to come outside. There's food for you and your husband outside." And it was like, who does that? Like, that is beyond the level of care that is even required. Anytime I would have like a moment of panic or something wasn't going right, I'd call and they would call me back right away. If they didn't answer right away, it was always my nurse that I would talk to, and she would get an answer for me immediately.
Since 2016, Lisa is cancer-free. Caring for all of her life is living proof. Erie's top-rated hospital for women's health is St. Vincent of Allegheny Health Network. Visit ahn.org/allofherlife to learn more or schedule an appointment. Claim based on Quattro's 20
Web Studios and began working with them. They've done an incredible job with us. They've significantly increased our followers on Twitter and Facebook. They make sure that we do the right things and capture every good thing that I said or done on TV and get it out real quickly. And it's been just a revelation to me, and they've been tremendous to work with.
Don't be a dinosaur. Call or text Epic Web Studios at 814-746-6987.
Looking for the best health plan through your employer? Well, let's look at the proof. With Highmark, you're covered wherever and whenever at 93% of doctors across the country and in 190 countries across the world. So whether you're going to Minneapolis or Milano, your coverage goes too. Choose the plan with living proof. Choose Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Visit ChooseLivingProof.com. Network coverage varies by plan. Check your member materials for details.
The new home of the Erie Otters, WRIE Erie, CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
We're hanging out with Chad Yetman and Emmett Sproul. This is Otters Hour. I'm your host, Aaron Cooney. And guys, I mean, Chad, you said it right before there, but adjusting to life away from home. I wouldn't know. You know, I didn't leave. Actually, I stayed home and commuted to college and stuff, so I didn't get to live on campus. But I'll start with you, Emmett. How hard is it to get up and leave as a 16-year-old, leave your family, then come to, well, you thought it was Fort Erie, but come into a different country and play hockey?
Yeah, it's really tough, but you get used to it. You know, at the start, I'm a little homesick, but you know, you get used to it with all your teammates here. They're kind of like your brothers, so it's pretty cool.
Chad?
Yeah, obviously it's a little tough. That was kind of one of the biggest things for me in the decision of playing in the OHL. Just thinking, do I really want to move away from home from my family so early? No friends too, and I'm glad I did it. Obviously, I've adjusted. I've obviously, I don't know. It's obviously been pretty fun, and being around the guys, you're too busy to even think about missing home and stuff like that. So it was a good decision.
It's a pretty set schedule too. Practice, and then you get to wrapping up school, and then on road trips. So I'd imagine there's ways that it kind of takes it off the mind.
It's kind of like a day job.
Yeah.
When you think about it. But yeah.
You guys, well, you live together, you build it together. What was your first, I guess, when you learned you guys were going to live together, what was the first thing going through your head of, man, what is this experience going to be like? And having a new billet brother is what they kind of call them, but jumping into that experience at a training camp, you go from hotel to now living full time.
Yeah, it was obviously a little weird. We didn't really
know each other.
Yeah.
We just met right there, and I don't know. I guess we kind of, I would say, yeah, we clicked right away, I guess, and we didn't really think it was going to be tough. It was good, actually. It's been a good transition.
I mean, your billets made things easier on you in the adjustment. What's the best thing how they take care of you?
Yeah, they're extremely nice. They treat me like they're my actual mom and dad. They're pretty cool. We like to play cards and stuff with them, so it's pretty cool.
Who's the best card player in the house? Or what game do you guys play usually?
I don't know. We play a bunch of different games. We play 31. What was that game? Shanghai Rummy. They taught us Shanghai Rummy. Yeah, never heard of it before, but we caught on pretty quick. It was pretty fun.
Off the ice, what do you guys do? I mean, you talk about it's like a full-time job, but you're still gonna have some fun time away from the rink. And some card playing, obviously with the billets. But how have you explored Erie and got out there? Any restaurants or mall or anything like that? What are you taking in?
Yeah. We go to the mall quite a bit. We go to a nice puppy store. All the guys, you know, go along with the dogs.
We go to the pet
Just go
store
play
in
with
the
them?
mall and go play with the dogs. Yeah. Usually on off days we go to the mall or end up there at some point, but we like Cheddar's. It's a good restaurant.
I've been there once or twice. Yeah.
O'Charles.
We sometimes go to the movies.
Yeah.
Really nice. What was the latest movie you guys went and saw?
Thank You for Your Service.
Okay. I forget. Okay, I did see that. Well, we have a few restaurants. So what's your favorite restaurant here in Erie so far?
I like all of them, but I do like Cheddar's.
Yeah, definitely Cheddar's.
Chad, I'm always letting the Jimmy John's guy into the back of the arena from time to time. So just delivery for lunch after practice, or
yeah, we get hungry at school or something.
And that's the go-to choice.
Yeah,
Chad Gibbon and Emmett Scroll here this episode this week. Guys, what's your favorite movie?
Miracle.
Miracle? Even though you're Canadian, guys?
Yeah.
It's okay.
It is a good
Fair,
movie.
it is a good movie.
Yeah, I like Baby Driver. It's a new movie.
That is.
Not a lot of people know about it, but it's a really good movie.
That one was I went to see that this summer. I know you guys are the first group of rookies that ever brought rentals or red box movies onto the bus. Like usually you end up watching Taken 4 times throughout the season, and so kudos to you guys for bringing the entertainment for one of the better groups that we've had the last couple of years. What about on Netflix? Do you guys do Netflix? You binging anything?
Yeah, I'm watching Shameless right now.
Shameless? I see everybody's watching Shameless except me. Let's see.
I watch Friends, but I finished
Friends.
I've watched.
That's a classic though.
I've watched Friends twice. How I Met Your Mother 3 times. I'm running on all.
Dude, there's endless options on Netflix. You sit there for hours or days. Does that help it on the bus? Are you able to like watch Netflix on the bus at all or anything, or is it too much going on?
Actually, yeah.
You
Now
guys?
they brought out this new thing you can download movies and stuff.
Oh,
like
it's
that, and
yeah,
shows, so that helps out a lot. But there's not really any Wi-Fi, so that's a problem.
What about music? You guys listening to anything new, or what's your go-to? Whether if you had your choice listening to music in the room or anything before a game, what would you be listening to?
I like country.
Yeah, we like country. Usually play country a lot
Some
with that.
throwbacks we do.
Usually songs I like to sing too. It gets me excited. It gets me going.
We're hanging out. We're here with Chad Yetman and Emmett Scroll. Guys, I know it being your first year and from time to time some pranks that are played on the rookies. Who's the biggest prankster on the team? Hopefully, I think anybody will find out. Hopefully, you'll find your anything. If not, what's the best prank that's been played so far this year?
Yeah, they got me pretty good. They got both my sticks and put water down them, so it was all heavy.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Tape it. Right down in the top.
Yeah, just took the knob and put
That's
water
actually
in
really
the
funny.
I didn't even know
You
there's
could
water.
figure it out. Everyone would lift a stick and say, "Man, what are you talking about? It's the same." And he thought he believed it. He believed that it wasn't heavy. But then he figured out the water was coming out.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's really good. I would never have thought of that. That's funny. Chad Yetman, Emmett Scroll, guys, thanks for stopping on with us. Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for having us.
You're listening to the Erie Otters Radio Network on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Interstate Mitsubishi is now selling the Outlander Sport for its lowest price ever, $15,988. That's almost $5,000 less than its original MSRP of $21,890. For just $15,988, you can own an Outlander Sport with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, 7 airbags, and 18-inch alloy wheels. This is the best deal on a brand new CUV you'll find anywhere. And it's only at Interstate Mitsubishi, 1/2 mile south of the Mill Creek Mall on Route 99.
96.3 and 1260.
Welcome back here inside the Meridian Center. I'm Aaron Cooney. We're inside the first intermission, where the Otters have a 1-0 lead here through 20 minutes of play. We'll recap it for you inside the Union City Electrical Court for the Otters. Off to the early start after kind of weathering again the first bit of the period. Niagara bringing it on, but the Otters entered back and they end up with the first power play of the game. A couple chances for the Otters and that man advantage, but it was as time was winding down and 4:43 of game time that the Otters get that puck holding in at the point. Center point area is Owen Hedrick. Hedrick sends it on to left wing circle. There's Ivan Ladnia, and as that's all transpiring, Erie shifting as this is all moving on the far side of the ice. So when that happens, Taylor Radish goes from the front of the net down towards the goal line in the far side corner. That brings Garrett Badowski to the front. Ladny quickly sends it down for Radish. Radish back out to the front of the net where Garrett Badowski just got there. He's able to slip it right through the legs of Stephen Dillon for his 8th of the season, and the Otters lead 1-0. The power play goal, 4:43 from Taylor Radish and Ivan Ladny. That's the game's only goal. The Otters ahead 1-0. Erie outshot 10-6 in that first period. As we take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by the Sheridan and 30 Great Bayfront Hotels, proud sponsors of the Erie Otters. The Otters will be staying with the best 4 other games out there in the Ontario Hockey League. Light it up, see what's going on as the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds look for their 12th straight win. They got a 3-2 lead in Peterborough over the Petes. Saginaw Spear with a 2-0 lead over the Hamilton Bulldogs after 1. Windsor Spitfires with a 3-1 lead over the North Bay Battalion, and the Mississauga Steelheads a 1-0 lead over the Prairie Colts. We'll step for a break. Second period is next here on your home for Otters Hockey. You're listening to the Erie Otters Radio Network on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
At Tim Hortons, we've got something new. Because we know change is exciting. Change is good. Change is delicious. Try our new hash brown sticks. Golden and crispy, they're perfect for dipping and sharing. Pair them with our new Western omelet breakfast sandwich. Get both for just $3.49. Only at Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants for a limited time. Offer valid with biscuit, English muffin, and classic bagel breakfast sandwiches with protein, Western omelet, and cheese. At Tim Hortons, we've got something new. Because we know change is exciting. Change is good. Change is delicious. Try our new hash brown sticks. Golden and crispy, they're perfect for dipping and sharing. Pair them with our new Western omelet breakfast sandwich. Get both for just $3.49. Only at Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants for a limited time. Offer valid with biscuit, English muffin, and classic bagel breakfast sandwiches with protein, Western omelet, and cheese.
Looking for the best health plan through your employer? Well, let's look at the proof. With Highmark, you're covered wherever and whenever at 93% of doctors across the country and in 190 countries across the world. So whether you're going to Minneapolis or Milan, your coverage goes too. Choose the plan with living proof. Choose Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Visit chooselivingproof.com. Network coverage varies by plan. Check your member materials for details.
Over the years, technology has greatly improved the productivity of business centers. Faxes, copiers to multifunction printers, now we just don't know how to get things done without them. That means you need a reliable printer, copier, and a dependable service plan. That's why you should trust Cooper Business Machines. They are Erie's only authorized dealer for sharp document systems. And most importantly, they'll maintain your machine so that it continues to, well, work. Just like your car, it needs regular maintenance and parts need to be replaced regularly. If your copier isn't properly maintained or you're not getting to it in a timely fashion, then you've been reminded of what's like working the dark ages. Don't wait any longer. Your business requires dependability. Shouldn't you expect the same? Cooper Business Machines, Erie's only authorized sharp dealer and service provider. Helping you get back to business since 1980. Online at cooperbusinessmachines.com or call 456-7585. The new home of the Erie Otters, WRIE Erie, CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Welcome back here inside the Meridian Center, set for the second period. Otters with a 1-0 lead here over the Niagara IceDogs for 20 minutes of play. Set for the second, as controlling this draw to begin the second frame was Niagara. They bounced the puck towards the Otters line. bounces one towards the front of the corner. Really a rolling puck. Is unable to get a whole lot on it. He kind of went through the goal mouth. And Niagara drifts it the other way. There's William Lahey. The far side circle. Turns it towards the front. Erie cuts it away. Owen Hedrick back defensively here in the second frame. The Otters pitch it back towards the circles. Alan Skritz will chase Roberts behind the goal. Played ahead. Erie steals now. Taylor Radish was thought about making a change. He came right to his stick. Now the Otters moving out to the blue line on their own side. Now Martin snaps it in as they finish the change. Get the remaining swap on in personnel. Erie has the puck. Now from their own line as Martin goes to Alex Gritz. Rolls off his backhand. Thomas takes it away. Way up the far side. Gassman up towards the blue line. And Erie gathers right back in. Sambra looking for Alex Gritz. Bounced off the far boards. Gassman runs him. Allows Roberts to take over. Drops it on back for him. They collide after each other. A little miscommunication on the pass. Patrick Fellows keep flying in. They get it right back and work it ahead for Maxwell. Roberts left wing side. First shot off the mark. Picks off the near side corner. Held in by Ham at the blue line. Sets it on the far corner all the way around the boards. That's Maxwell chased by Sambra. They give out for Roberts. Shot was blocked by Patrick Fellows. But gathered right back in. But to the front of the net here. The Otters cut it off on the attempted shot / pass. But as Martin blocks it now, poked towards the goaltender where it's swept back behind his own net by Timpano. Patrick Fellows, angle off the body of Ham, comes to Martin. He has a little bit of time here to set up a play to the neutral zone. Nice pass on for Gurney, right wing side. Anchors in, here's all the way down the far corner. Erie changing behind the play. Run out into the end boards of the offensive side was Gurney. He's taking away is Johnson. There is the other way. Man tripped up in front of the net and comes right to Ham with a shot. Saved by Timpano with lots of traffic in front. As Timpano scrambling to get back into his crease. He would have gained the whistle and hit the save. Well, Jack Duff was tripped up, skating backwards by his own man. That's what took him out of the play, resulted in a scramble in front. Timpano able to find his way through the traffic and find enough of a peak of that shot. Another one towards goal. Blocked down in front and slipped in by Johnson. This is simple IceDogs hockey. Kind of the way they build their game. Get bodies in front and get shots to the traffic and just create all sorts of havoc. As Brady Johnson, right after the face-off win, makes his way to the front of the net. The shot goes off of Jack Duff first from Phillip and settles right down onto the blade for Brady Johnson to pick up his 4th of the season. Nothing too fancy there. Face-off win, shot to the net. It's blocked in front, and here comes Niagara looking for more as Singer gets a step on a man. Takes a slash, then dumps Josh Wayman on the near side. He looks for a call himself. Play was going the other way. Now Singer finds it in the far corner. Now Johnny Cornelius follows up. Centering pass, intercepted by Hedrick. He takes off with Max Golod. Sproul joins him as well. Reports the issue. Here's Sproul. Man in front, trying to get the pass away. Misdefended on the near side by Constantino. Niagara holds back behind their own net, and Singer dragged back out across. In center red, finds Ben Jones just on. Changes on for both sides. Jones now in the offensive zone. Behind the play, Gassman, wrist shot, and it's 2-1. IceDogs rally with 2 here quick in the beginning of the second period, and now it's Oliver Castleman coming on with the shift change behind the plate, and from the left wing side takes the pass from Jones and snaps it past Troy Timpano at the top of the left wing circle, and the Otters find themselves trailing by 1. Using that second period long change, but the bench is right there with you in the offensive zone. They use it to their advantage here in this second period as Ivan Lydon looks to get it back. He drags and throws side boards. Ryan Martin will keep it. Reaching is Max Simovic. As Dylan is out of reach of Max Simovic. Out to play it on the far side boards. And on ahead goes Kosovo. Just put them ahead by one. 2-1 IceDogs here quickly. They control the puck back behind their own net. Max comes on near side circle. Tied up by Taylor Radish. Forced to drop it off to Drew Hunter. They bounce it on ahead. Castleman goes right back on towards center ice as Wadnia takes the bump. Castleman picks it up. They come in with Thomas right wing side. Float to the front of the net. Tipped out of midair by the Otters. Chopped back towards center by Thomas. Regains, they'll finish their own shift change. Thomas going to wind things up here. Right wing side. A-rated prospect. November ratings from the NHL Central Scouting Service. Or 7 OHLers that hit the A mark, but he puts him in the boards and out ahead. Robinson turned around. Finds Edwardson, no. With a man to the front. Edwardson ducked to the middle of the ice, and his pass was blocked. And cleared around the horn of the near side, and off they come for Justin McPherson. IceDogs. McPherson planted to the near side glass by Curtis Henry. Followed up and worked on far side, though. Dame hit by Edwardson. They're trying to get a little energy here. Body being thrown around a bit on this shift. Duff ties up. Edwardson able to scoop that puck out of the pileup. Goes north with it. Get around him. And able to shove him off the plays. But Ubby chases back behind the net. Loose on near side boards. Duff. Looked like he had it for a second. To keep it on the blue line, but it's whistled offside. 14:07 to go here in the second. Here the IceDogs strike quick with a pair. Within 58 seconds of each other. To take a 2-1 lead here from the Meridian Center. Otters bounce it towards goaltender Dylan from neutral ice, who will cover it up. And they face off now inside Niagara territory. First goal coming at 2:40. Face-off win by Tomasino. Philip the shot put in by Brady Johnson, and then at 3:38, it's Oliver Castleman from Ben Jones and Daniel Singer. It's a 2-1 hockey game. Here's Fellows. Otters now playing catch-up. McGurney sent it towards the net. Flicked just wide by Gritz. Snapped to the near side as Johnson got things started here for the IceDogs. Clears out to center. Poked in by Phillip. Layman in a foot race down the right hand side. Phillip gets there. Wayman stays with him stride for stride and forces the puck on the far side corner. Bounce back behind it. And angled on Constantino at the blue line. Waits. Wrist shot. Deflected. Stopped by Timpano. That's a great save. On the deflection came about 8 feet in front of Troy Timpano. He was able to get to the top of his crease and at least take away some of that angle. And that puck, the shot coming in low, able to get up and make himself tall. And hold on with the shoulder stop. That's a good one for the Otters. Here, well, they're trying to find the answer to the pair of goals to the IceDogs. 58 seconds to start the second period. 13 and a half to go in the second. The Otters down 2-1. Bounce to center ice. Off the spike by Maximovich. Was brought right back in. Cornell with a shot. Stops at Bano. Played on far boards. Taylor Radish charged it out ahead to center ice. Sends it on in. Hit by Cornell. From behind the net. Moved on the far boards. Followed up by Ivan Ladnia. Man behind the net is Maximovich. Takes it on far corner. Got a man wide open. It's Sandberg at the point. Steps into a shot. Open lane to see it right through Dylan. Holds on. At 13:01 to go in the second. Taylor Radish trying to get out to the front of the net. Tied 6th in scoring in the Ontario Hockey League. He'll move up. He picks up the primary assist on the Garrett Padevi goal to put Erie up 1-0. But here come the IceDogs. The quick pair to start the second. The Otters, although they sit outside of a playoff spot, 9th in the Western Conference of Midwest Division. They're only separated between home ice in the first round by 5 points. Owentown attack with a loss last night. Kitchener Rangers 5-4 on home ice. All it takes is a little bit of streak from the Otters. 3 wins. And you're in 4th place in the West. Otters from their own end. Timpano slides it back out to center. Settled down by Niagara. Launched out ahead. It's the skate of Thomas. Settled down for Sandbrook. Poked by Emmett Sproul, but not into the zone. It's Johnson. Good board work here from Curtis Henry, the Otters rookie. Ties up with a man Johnson behind the net. Push and jump. Finally separated from each other. Puck bounced down towards the blue line. Taken by Robinson. Garrett Putney's on his horse here trying to reach in and beat Schaefer to the puck. As Garrett Putney trying to keep that one in play for Erie. Schaefer spun away. Sends it on for him, and now out to center for Johnson. Lofted on into the Otters zone. Schaefer follows up. Hammered to the net. Pad stop made. Backhand. Johnson scores. Oh, that's one you gotta have. And Oberoy's coming in. That's here in the second period like that. We're already down by 2. A backhand goal from along the goal line cannot slip through on a goaltender on the near post. And that'll be it for Troy Timpano on the night, where he allows 3 goals on 22 shots. And the Otters only 2 shots on goal here in this second frame. 9 minutes off the clock in the second. The Otters are down now by 2. Face off will be here from Blue Troyes. They got Troy Timpano up on the Jumbotron here. Makes his way off. We get back to action. The Otters in a hole now. Now 3-1, a 3-goal second now for the IceDogs. Still looking for more. Is out ahead is Castleman. Tied up along the near side boards by Christian Gurney. He sends it into the corner as the Otters try a sharp angle shot. Easily grazing off the goaltender. Dillon settles down the far corner and they look to move it ahead. Just out of the reach of Dane. Able to reach and recover, but the Otters are changing behind the play and force the issue. Take the puck away from him for a second. Followed up Owen Edrick. Wheels on left wing side. Down at the hash marks of the circle. Cuts it in front. Lets a shot go. It's stopped by Dillon. Quickly pounces on the rebound for Maximovich could get there. 10:05 to go in the second. A 3-1 hockey game. Johnson with a pair. Castleman the other. The Otters trail by 2. His shot blocked and swung out to center. They're a rolling puck. Chasing Ryan Martin, pick it up from the near side circle is Oberoy back. Station between the pipes for the Erie Otters here with 9:40 to go in the second. Vladimir and for Taylor Radish. It's right between the legs of him and Corneo. It's lofted back on goal from center. And they're picking up Jones, man in front here. And they just miss wide on a wide open net. Singer scrambled in front of the net. Erie poking away. They knock it on the far side corner. Thrown down the length of the ice. Caught the linesman scooting and watching the Otters trying to move forward. The linesman keeps it alive with an icing call for the Otters. As Sambro moves it on for Martin at his home blue line. Coughs it up at center ice. Here's Lahid. Quickly out ahead. Good reach from Ryan Martin. Steps in front of Johnny Corneo and the Otters have the puck. 9 minutes ago, 3-1. The lead here for Niagara. It's a quickly turn on the Otters. Radish into the zone. Wrist shot. Off the stick of Ham, out of play. 8:52 to go in this second period. It's 3-1 IceDogs. seconds apart, starting at 2:40. But it's a trio of goals in 6 minutes and 15 seconds. Here from the Meridian Center, the IceDogs have the lead. Back to action on the far side as the Otters sandwich Castleman coming towards the Erie line. As knocked down from behind was Curtis Henry by Maximoff. The Otters poke it out to center ice though, recovering Henry. Thomas takes over there. Sells it down for Roberts on his own circles. And the IceDogs with the lead. Thomas skates ahead into the Otter zone. Drops it off. Pearson's shot off the stick wide. Followed up by Maximoff. The Otters reach, poked it away. Now nearly off the races was Carson Edwardson. But a good reach from Elijah Roberts to keep that from happening in the offense of the Otters. Negated here. Bounce the head, looking for it. Maximoff comes into the zone as Henry pokes it away. Tough it on the far corner for Thomas. Jack Duff gonna take a slashing call here. Stick just broken. The poke towards Thomas, and the Otters will be shorthanded. Goes from bad to worse here. Constantino shot wide. Maximoff plays it up the near side boards. Caught. Linesman Harrington, they pick it back up. Here's Jones sliding on back door. Maximoff scores. And it's 4-1 Niagara. Well, they let him float around, and you can give the secondary assist to Mike Harrington. The Otters after the puck to the near side goes off of his skate and comes right to Ben Jones, who can send it across the ice to the back door, and Maximoff has his team leading 15th of the year and a 4-1 lead here for Niagara. Constantino throws it in. Otters now gonna find something to coagulate the bleeding. But look out, here's Johnson for the hat trick. Shot from the circle, stopped by Oberoi, and he holds on. 7:23 to go here in the second period. The IceDogs with a comfortable lead, the same they had against the Otters in their first visit here. 4-1. Schaefer gives off to Johnson, 2 tonight. Man on the back door, Constantino picking up off the boards. Walking on the near side circle. Looks from the corner, angles it down low. Johnson on after hit by Wayman, but scoots through that. Poking up the wall, the Otters step in front of that, and as Gurney slides it out to center, Fellows right back into the hands of Constantino. Try from the near side. Phillip walks on in. Gliding and shoots the puck. Partially deflected, never made it on goal. He gets it right back. Sends it on for Constantino, open near side, and just misses on the shot. From the corner now. Gurney battles with Wayman. Johnson there also. Phillip. We're missing the compete here that we saw on Saturday. As the Otters do squirt loose, Ivan Ladnia with changes behind the play. Going to do it one-on-one. Taken away by the IceDogs. They float it out to the blue line. Not out. Edric holds it. With getting on behind him is Maximovich. They look for Ladnia. Now near side corner, Taylor Radish bumped on for Ivan Ladnia. Up the wall, they'll find Maximovich. Turn it on for Ivan Ladnia, who's at the blue line, and it's picked up by Constantino. He comes into the honor zone, trying to drag around Owen Hedrick. That's a backhand shot goal that's off the side of the net. Some fancy moves as Erie. They cannot clear. Off the skate of Johnny Cornell, but Wayman follows up, and he'll find Maximovich in the neutral zone. Right up on the near side with Lahid. Wayman on down further. Ladnia leaves it there for Radish out of the near side corner. Now Ivan Ladnia with Taylor Radish. Chipped on for Sambrook holding at the blue line. Waits, pitch it towards the goal. Blocked down in front. And Erie couldn't pick it up. Ladnia, I think, may have been the one that tipped it. I don't know if that would have counted. Being high. Erie resets. Now comes in. Here's Maximovich. But reaching is Ben Jones and knocks the puck off his stick. Ben Jones comes tumbling down the near side, wall on the near side. And some pushing and shoving there as the Otters deny the line. Look for Garrett Podubny. He'll make his way across the blue line. Drops it off for Taylor Radish. Back for Garrett Podubny. Curls to the front. The shot loose in the goaltender's equipment. And rolling down to the ice is Dillon to make the save. goes after it. New twig here for Samba. Dudley keeps it. Erie are keeping the bucket. We're not putting any pressure on. The hold out. Samba. Another shot. That was blocked. Edwardson follows up out of the corner. Trying to keep things on as Martin to the left side. He'll throw it towards the net. Deflected just through the goal mouth by Garrett Padovny, but no one was there to tap it in. Pushed ahead for Hunter, the defenseman. He'll get out to center ice across the red stripe. Carry into the Otters zone, and on the backhand slide it towards on and Obroy. The Otters step in front of that, and Edwardson carries the center. Steps around one man, but lost control. Martin fires it on him. Erie changing behind the play. Joe Mack after Erie. Twisting around Joe Mack. Forgot one thing. That was the biscuit. As Thomas sends it back onto center red. 4:05 to go here. Second period, a 4-goal second for the IceDogs, and they lead 4-1. The Otters just 12 shots on goal here for almost 40 minutes. Here's Henry, holding from the line. Wrist shot, sails wide off the end boards. Duff pinches it, slaps it back behind the net. Black's goal line chasing after it, but it's hunted down by Thomas. Spikes it out to center ice off the near side glass. Castleman, though, look out, got around the two Otters blue liners back. And the backhander rises wide. He ran out of real estate, fortunately for the Otters. Joe Mack will pick it up. Bounce it around the defender, McPherson, but it goes off the broken stick of Jordan Sandler just in front of the Otters bench. It forces Erie back defensively. Roberts down right wing side. The defenseman in the forecheck, 98 in white. Out high and all the way up back station at the point. He's for Maximoff. Erie's down to the near side corner. It's an Oilers pick this past NHL draft. McPherson at the blue line. Now Thomas. He'll come up high. Running the Erie Otters ragged here in their own defensive zone. Elijah Roberts at the point. Takes it on center area. McPherson right side circle walks in. The shot blocked by Mack. Squirts loose. Patrick Fellows. One of the fresher bodies on, but was able to get the help from Thomas on the clear as he carries it back to his own end and sets up with Roberts in the final 2:46. Fellows stays on top of him. Trying to take that puck. When he will, Patrick Fellows wins that battle. Sends it out for Wayman. But on his back is Kirill Maximov at the end of his shift. Forces that puck on to Erie's territory. Intended shift, change, and pass. Maximovic now. His shot. Bounced away. Followed up here by Hedrick. Got turned in front of the net. That was blocked as well, and Johnson flips it off the near side boards to center ice. And Wayman settles it down. Snap down to center for Gritz. Hands off to Gurney right side. Hangs it down low. The bingo balls rattling around on the line changes here for Chris Hartsburg, trying to get something to spark the Otters. Gritz and Maximovic with Gurney as well. It's carried on near side and floated out to center. Gloved by Wayman. Bounces around for the IceDogs to pitch it on in. Just on Tomasino. Into the near side corner Otters territory. Clears behind the net. Rubbed out by Gurney. Getting some good forward work. Finds Ivan Lodney. Flying right wing side. Joining the play is Hedrick. And they look to pass to Hedrick. Dropped off for Wayman though. Walks in blister. It was blocked. Sliding down was Phillip. Lodney tied up in the end boards. Quite loose. Maximovic gets in the front of that. Dragging was Radish. And the shot was blocked. Still in the offensive zone. Now the Otters starting to water bug around here. Here's Radish. Can't take the pass. And he was open. 2 finding some open space. Slips just underneath the stick. And the Otters have to reel back to center. Maximovic will find Taylor Radish. Bust down left wing side. Gets a shot away on the quick play. From a sharp angle, Dylan has that knocked up. And a big check. Samrock sends a man down on his wallet. As the puck still alive in the offensive zone. That was Johnson. Leahy takes over. 65 seconds left in the period. Ramped out to center ice. Tomasino on. Left wing. Trying to drag around Samba. Steps around the first defender. He's hog-tied down to the ice. No call. And Erie's Maximovic will send it out ahead. Knocked down by Corneal and Maximovic. They're tie up on the near side boards. As the IceDogs hold in the final 44 seconds. Ramped in by Leahy. Kicks off the near side corner to the far side as Martin bounces to center ice. Wanted to find Garrett Padovny. Is intercepted by Roberts, who sends it into Erie territory offside. Half a minute to go. Carson Edwardson taken away by Ben Jones. Now Corneal looking for the blue line. Right between the two defenders, Ham and Roberts. As Robinson forces them back to their own circles. Final 15 seconds. Jones somehow gets in the zone unabated and
1260.
Looking for the best health plan through your employer? Well, let's look at the proof. With Highmark, you're covered wherever and whenever at 93% of doctors across the country and in 190 countries across the world. So whether you're going to Minneapolis or Milan, your coverage goes too. Choose the plan with living proof. Choose Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Visit chooselivingproof.com. Network coverage varies by plan. Check your member materials for details.
Hi, this is Ian Red Now. I've got to admit, I was sort of a dinosaur when it came to using social media. But my son found Epic Web Studios and we began working with them. And they've done an incredible job with us. They've significantly increased our followers on Twitter and Facebook. They make sure that we direct the right things and capture every good thing I said or done on TV, things that could happen real quickly. And it's been just a revelation to me, and they've been tremendous to work with.
Don't be a dinosaur. Call or text Epic Web Studios at 814-746-6987.
Over the years, technology has greatly improved the productivity of businesses. From faxes and copiers to multifunction printers, now we just don't know how to get things done without them. That means you need a reliable printer, copier, and a dependable service plan. That's why you should trust Cooper Business Machines. They are Erie's only authorized dealer for sharp document systems. And most importantly, they'll maintain your machine so that it continues to, well, work. Just like your car, it needs regular maintenance and parts need to be replaced regularly. If your copier isn't properly maintained or you're not getting toner in a timely fashion, then you've been reminded of what it's like to work in the dark ages. Don't wait any longer. Your business requires dependability. Shouldn't you expect the same? Cooper Business Machines, Erie's
Welcome back inside the UPMC Intermission Report. Aaron Cooney here, joined by General Manager Dave Brown, and for the Erie Otters, kind of a state of the Otters address. And because Brownie, I wanted to get your look at this team now that we're over a third of the way through the season, from where they were at the start of the year to where they're at right now. And I guess the opening question, when you look at starting training camp, is this where you saw this team be? Do you see them underachieving, overachieving, or where are the Otters since the beginning of camp and where you expected them to be at?
I think anytime you sit down, you evaluate your team, there's a lot of things that go into it. And obviously this year with Scott Green being on board, there's a lot more analytical data that we can look at. And I don't think maybe the data matches up exactly with where we think we are in terms of, our end result in terms of points. And I think that there's a lot of things to be very optimistic about, and there's some things that we want to improve on. And I think that I think there's some young guys that have made great strides, and I think we'll continue to judge day by day as to how these guys play. But I think there's some areas of our game that couldn't, if we're better, would make us look a lot better statistically.
Staying with that, I think this team, when you look at the start, a little rough on the road, but to me, I think all things are trending upwards when you look at this group. And maybe Saturday, you can't just point out one game and call it a litmus test, but I thought the Otters were the better group against the Sarnia Sting this past on that Saturday night. And for them, do you take from that as a look at this is where this team could be if they play like this night in, night out, that they're right in there against the top groups in the league?
Yeah, I think you want to set realistic goals and object for our guys. And I look at Saturday's game. Although I wasn't there, I heard a lot of really good things both from Jim Waters and from the coaching staff, and even from the players when I got back in town from scouting. And I think are we a team that can win the Memorial Cup this year? I think realistically speaking, no. Having said that, I think to see that we can compete with teams that are striving to do what we did last year, I think is an optimistic sign. And I think any time that that's what you want. We just want our guys to compete, and I think Chris and BJ and Wes, that's what they're striving for every day, and I think that's what we're getting. We're starting to get more results. We're not as gifted offensively as we were, or just skill wise as we were a year ago, or as we have been for the past 4 years. I think anytime you look at the NHL and you look down through the box scores, whether it be DeBrincat or McDavid or Remy Ellie, we've got a littering of players through the NHL who have been with us the last 4 years. Brendan Gaunce, the list goes on. And I think we're at a stage now where we're maybe where we were 5 years ago. I think in a lot better shape than we were, and we're optimistic about guys, whether that be Emmett Spruill or Chad Yetman or Max Golod, Joe Mack, those guys. Up front, and on the back end, we've got a lot of good young players as well. So I'm real optimistic about where we are. I'm excited about the next 13 months and where we're going to end up.
I wanted to ask you, sticking with that and looking at some of those young guys, you knew what we had out of Taylor Radish, Kyle Maximich, Ivan Lodney, some of these guys that have been around for a few years, but the guys that are filling into some of those spots that expected more out of them in their second, maybe third years here with the Otters. I haven't seen a ton of playing time, but looking at the forward group, you mentioned some of those other guys, but how have you seen them progress over the past couple of years, becoming OHL players and everyday guys that they may not have been last year?
Yeah, I think that obviously all of those names you just mentioned are key guys in our team's success, moving forward between now and the end of the year. But also, I think that any time that we can kind of progress with other guys, whether that be Robinson, Josh Wayman, those guys. It's time for them to make a step, and we're going to push and expect that step.
And on the back end, just looking at some of the young D, Curtis Henry, Jack Duff in his first year, those guys have been paired together the last few games going through, and even look at some of the other young guys that have jumped in on the blue line. But from here on out, do you feel that's the group that you're looking for in some of the bigger, some bigger, tougher defensemen, but also some guys that can skate like a Josh Wayman and so forth?
Yeah, I think obviously I'd like we want to see Josh Wayman make the next step, and I think Ryan Martin's been a real pleasant surprise because we weren't sure where how that playoff run last year how that was going to affect his development. And I think obviously, he's responded well, and he took to the time that he got last year in practice, and he's made it a positive. He's become a guy that we thought he could be in the defensive defenseman. And I think, looking at some of the data today and kind of pushing it out, there's some reason for optimism in terms of his offensive game. So, we're excited about that. And I think, Aiden Timmermans is a guy that, having the concussion early and now battling to try and get back in the lineup has kind of set him back. But I like where we are in those areas. I think there's, obviously we'd like to, like I said, there's some room for improvement, but I like where we are defensively.
And moving forward, and I know it's a question, it's probably the journalist side of me coming out to ask you this. I know you're not going to tip your cards either, but this group, you're approaching that time where World Junior trade freezes and the chatter starts to spark up and kick up here around the Ontario Hockey League. You said before that this team, realistically, probably not a Memorial Cup contender, but where do you see them on that side? Buy or sell or stay put? Is this a matter of continuing this tradition going forward and planting that in this group now for the future?
Yeah, I don't think we want to call it, some of those terms, because we don't want to, get fined by the league and maybe fund their summer barbecue. But I think what we are looking at doing is we're looking at doing anything that's going to make us better for September, and whether that be moving a player for another player, that's going to be the main focus. I still remain on not being. I know our fans love our. They love to think that second round picks are where it's at, and you got to have as many of those to be as good as possible. And I think we proved it, time and time again. And you know what? It's not traditional. We don't build our team the traditional way that other teams have built it via second round picks. So we're going to look at anything that involves the best possible way to get better, and then whether that be via getting a young player in here, whether it's a 2001 or a 2000, that's what we're going to do. At the same time, we're not a charity, and we're not going to help these guys try to get better just via the hard work that we've put in. So the message has been, hey, listen, I'm open to listening, but it's going to cost you. I paid a price last year, and I expect that same price back in return.
And for the Otters fans listening, it's been some late picks. 13th rounders have been good for the Erie Otters. Maybe they have another one, Max Gola, a C-rated player in the November rankings from the NHL Central Scouting Service, and see how that progresses. Here, Dave Brown, thanks for listening to the time, and good luck going forward here and into another year, especially as scouting starting to pick up as well.
Thanks.
That's Dave Brown of the Erie Otters. More hockey coming up. You're listening to the Erie Otters Radio Network on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Function machine so that it continues to, well, work. Just like your car, it needs regular maintenance and parts need to be replaced regularly. If your copier isn't properly maintained or you're not getting to it in a timely fashion, then you've been reminded of what's like working the dark ages. Don't wait any longer. Your business requires dependability. Shouldn't you expect the same? Cooper Business Machines, Erie's only authorized sharp dealer and service provider. Helping you get back to business since 1980. Online at cooperbusinessmachines.com or call 456-7585. The new home of the Erie Otters, WRIE Erie, CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.
Welcome back here inside the Meridian Center. Aaron Cooney along with you inside the second intermission and a disastrous second period for the Erie Otters. It saw them only muster up 7 shots on goal. 5 of them come in the latter half of that second period. The Otters trail 4-1, a 4-goal second for the IceDogs as the Otters dig themselves a hole here through 40 minutes. Real quick recap. The Otters went out to a 1-0 lead in the first period. 4:43, Garrett Padubny on the power play goal, and the Otters led 1-0 after 1. But then a disastrous 58 seconds at the start of the second period. 2 quick goals within 58 seconds, within a minute, by the IceDogs would have them up 2-1 just like that. Brady Johnson, Oliver Castleman combining, then Johnson would add his second of the night, make it 3-1, and a backdoor play on a delayed penalty call will make it 4-1 with Kirill Maximoff with his 7th goal in as many games. We'll check the out-of-town scoreboard. Always brought to you by the Sheridan and Courtyard Erie Bayfront Hotels. Proud sponsors of the Erie Otters. You ought to be staying with the best. That when we return for the third. That's next. You're listening to the Erie Otters Radio Network on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260. Welcome back here inside the Meridian Center. Third period underway. It's the Otters in a hole of Aaron Cooney. It's 4-1 Niagara through 40 minutes of play, and the Otters, they're going to look out, cough the puck up their own end. They go backdoor. What a stop from Oberoi. Moving left to right and gets the blocker to Rob. Johnny Corneal in the back door. But the Otters spring loose out to center ice. Looking for Ivan Ladnia. The dish intercepted from Radish and floated ahead by Ben Jones. Pass ahead, or behind him, with Johnny Cornell well ahead of the playoff side. Little alley-oop play trying to catch him on streaking towards the offensive zone. Whistle down 32 seconds in. The Otters down 4-1 after a 4-goal third period. They give up 19 shots on goal. That ties the most they've given up in a period. And it's the most goals they've allowed in a period with 4 as well. The numbers say it right there. It's the worst period the Otters have had. And look out, looking for more is Phillip. He enters the zone. Wrist shot goes off the leg of Martin wide. Gurney carries behind his own net. Sprung up to the far side is Joe Mack, and then Patrick Fellows on here with Christian Gurney. Back into the far side corner. Mack looking to go to work. Ham gets there first, flicks up the far side. Johnson with a pair already here tonight. Can't get it around Christian Gurney, and now here's Joe Mack. Nice little power move. Moves on the Sandbrook for the shot, and it goes wide. Getting a piece of it may have been Phillip. Flip back to center for Ryan Martin to take control, and then Gurney played it off the body of Mack, then sent from center red in deep by the IceDogs. Erie 0-10-1-1 when trailing after 2 periods. And the Otters, the only team without a comeback victory on the season. 0-7-0-1 when trailing after 1, 0-10-1-1 when trailing after 2. And they got a lot of work to make up for it, a lot of ground to find here in this third period. Out ahead for Garrett Podubny. Shot blockered away to the corner. Emmett Sproul after it as he's watched by Constantino. Edwardson trying to poke it out towards the front of the net, taken away by Thomas and sprung loose on right wing side. Maximoff. Chip forward, taken away. Nice interception off the skates by Curtis Henry. Poked along by Podubny. Edwardson will find it out of his own circle near side, and he'll ladle it out to center ice. Be settled down at their own blue line. Billy Constantino there, the 16-year-old, and ramped on in off the stick of Maximoff. But the Otters pick it up from their own line. Jack Duff, head of steam forward. Drops it off for Max Golod. A little bit of room here. Sends it across. Oh, they step right in front of the attempted shot from Robinson. It was blocked by Hunter. The pass never got there. And then cleared on down ice. No icing on the play as Oberoi will step out and move it. Sets up Jack Duff. Golod to his right. Give it on far side boards. Batted at midair by Robinson. Golod follows up to the far side corner. Stops it up there. 13 points on the season for the Otters. Rookie. Tied 5th in scoring by first-year players. Sends it behind the net, looking for Alex Gritz. But it's moved there by McPherson and flipped out to center red, and the Otters give ground back to their own end. And looking for Hedrick on the drop pass was Robinson. That's kept in, thrown deeper by Joshua Dane, but the Otters can pick it up from their own corner. And Max Golod chip forward on ahead for Robinson, and an icing call is made on the Otters. They thought they gave it out to the red line enough, and enough room for the defense to get back and play the puck, but it's a face-off coming down into Erie territory. 16:47 to go here from the Meridian Center. And the IceDogs, their offense has really sputtered this season. A -4 goal differential, but they're looking to make that up here tonight. 16th in offense, averaging 3.17 goals per game. But when they play the Otters, they got 4 in every matchup. And they got another 4 on the board here above their season average per game in goal scoring. And they're looking for more, and they will get it. It's Singer. Set up by Jones, and it's 5-1. Daniel Singer came in riding a 3-game assist streak, and he'll tack on a goal and an assist here tonight. 2-point night, and that's, again, simple hockey by the IceDogs. Ripped in by Johnny Cornell on the dump in from center ice. Ben Jones will find it out of the near corner, first man onto the puck, and thrown right out in front to an open man between the face-off circles. And Singer makes it a 4-goal game as the Otters come into the front of that. Mack, as it's stopped by Dillon, lifted over his goaltender, and Fellows settles it behind the net. Tied up by Ham. Johnson gets there and lofts it up off the window out to center ice. Bouncing puck, nudged by Martin, followed up by Joe Mack. He'll send it on for Sandbrook at his own line. And deeper further, Martin. He trudges on ahead. In front of him, he's forced to send it back to Jordan Sandbrook. His pass is off the mark as well. Martin just pokes it out to center, and Joe Mack flips it on in. Found here at the circle as there was a shot from Fellows. Stopped by Dillon. No rebound. 4.5 off the clock here in the third. As the IceDogs make it 5-1. With Daniel Singer picking up his 8th of the year at 3:33. And sends it over the shoulder of Anand Obroy. Troy Timpano leads this game. As look out, they bring it right off the faceoff to their own goaltender. Luckily the paddle was down for Dillon as the Otters come after it to the near side boards. IceDogs almost put it in their own net. Take them as they come. If you can get them here early, but the Otters need that first goal to get going in this third. Of course, it's the IceDogs striking first. They're opening on a pretty big, even bigger lead now. 4 goals is the mark in a 5-1 game. The favor of the IceDogs, the home squad, as they put up 4+ once again on the Otters on the season. Offside coming into the zone. With 5 minutes off the clock here in the third. And at this point, you can't get something going here quickly. Guess they're building some momentum for tomorrow night. Otters right back at it on the road as they're looking at a 9th regulation loss. Went away from the Erie Insurance Arena. And it'll be against the Guelph Storm they see tomorrow at the Sleeman Center. And it doesn't get much easier. Kitchener Rangers coming to town after snapping a 3-game losing streak of their own last night. Comeback win with the Owen Sound attack. And here, it's floated in towards Obroy. He scoops it up. He'll hold on the chip in from center. Face-off comes to his left. The Otters see the Kitchener Rangers Sunday as we move into the month of December. There, this Ontario Hockey League season. And Thanksgiving went flying by. Here we are now talking about Christmas time, World Junior time, and all that. As Taylor Radish get the invite to camp. It's thrown to the front of the net, sticked away by Obroy to the far side corner. After the slap shot from Lahid at the point. And Ivan Ladniev looking a hopeful for the Team USA at the World Junior Championship. He was invited at their summer camp. Hope for an invite here coming soon at the World Junior time. That camp in Columbus. Erie turns the puck over in their own end. As a wrist shot from the right side by Bruder. Sticked away by Obroy. Lahid will slap it in deeper behind Obroy. Hits off the end boards. McPherson follows up the defender. They give off for Bruder. Low to the front. Here's Ben Jones stretching out Obroy. They get the puck behind the net. After Obroy made a couple stops in front. Bruder sent down to the ice in the far corner. Erie can't clear. It's held by Justin McPherson as he twirls away from Maximovich. Takes a shove as well. Spun onto the circle. The Otters intercept there. Ivan Ladniev bounces it off a body. Funky bounces it. Rolls out to center ice now. And Lahid picks it up from center. And right back in the zone they come. Somebody has a stick broken as Dame lets a shot go from long range. Pad stop Obroy, and Taylor Radish marches on forward. Lahid trips up over that stick that was broken, and Radish drives to the cage, trying to turn it back onto the forehand, and he could not as he comes crashing into the near side boards. Lahid on top of him. And the Otters hold out at center, Maximovich. Here you got to back up here because Radish now tags up after that collision on the near side boards, and Sambrook enters. Attempted pass to the front, and him and Lahid go tumbling into the far side corner. They're going to have to take control of this game here, the officials, as it has been chippy into that second period, and now you're seeing some physical collisions and violent collisions here in the boards on some, well, depends on how you look at it from which side and which pair of glasses you have on. Right side, Cornelio fan on the shot, twisted to the front. Erie, they got 3 guys laying down in front of Obroy trying to block that puck, and they do knock it out to center. And Gurney chops it on towards the line. Joe Mack follows up, forces Hunter to hand off to Roberts. Takes off behind his own net. And that's IceDogs hockey too. Every time somebody comes at you at the boards, there's a knee sticking out or little subtle things that the IceDogs like to try to get away with, and they have been able to here tonight, especially once they got the lead. Only 2 penalties here on the night, 1 apiece. Hunter holds from the near side and skates out to center. Snaps it off for Tomasino. Drags between one. Oh, nice little move, but recovering was Curtis Henry with that long reach. Pokes the puck onto the near side corner. Roberts steps into one. Blocked by Henry. Settles on far side. Kept alive. Tomasino, and wiping out was Garrett Podubny. Henry sends it on the near side boards. Poking there, Edwardson. Roberts holds in nicely. Feeds it right back down low. On for Matthew Phillip. Along the near side boards, Tomasino battling away. As is Edwardson. Puts a cross check and 2 of them, and a penalty coming up to Carson Edwardson. He buried, I want to say that was Corneal on the near side. And caught him up high on that last cross check. And off goes Carson Edwardson. And Erie, just as we were saying, it's been, at least penalty-wise, we haven't had many. Otters head to the penalty box now. And Edwardson gets the gate. Power play 0 for 1 for the IceDogs, but they win the draw back and set things up with Ham. Center point area. Maximoff steps into one-timer. That's blocked by Martin. Stepped in front of it. Erie pokes it on forward. Radish trying to get to that puck away from Ham, who had the little lean in on him, as Lodnia throws Ham into the near side boards, and Ham shaken up. Otters get back to the play. Ben Jones. Ham gets back up on his own power, which is good, and Jones, though, has the puck. And set up Maximoff on the right side. Gets back to Ham. Center point area. Near side. Holding Thomas. Off for Ham. Fan on the one-timer. Erie picks it up. And Taylor Radish comes charging forward. Man on his back. And a penalty coming up. That'll go to Maximoff for hooking. And I tell you what, that's the call that Taylor Radish kind of bought for himself after the tie-up with Lahid coming to the front of the net on the rush just a few minutes ago. And as Lahid gave him the business along the ice, Radish just looked at the referee, didn't get anything, and that was, for the way this game's going, that was a ticky-tack hook call to even things up here in the third. Now, different rule book here coming into this third frame, where we are 4-on-4, and the Otters, after the face-off win, have that puck picked up by Phillip. He'll just knock it out to center ice. So now Constantino from the right side, trying to give across to Phillip. Pass off the mark towards the Otter zone, and Owen Hedrick spikes it on the near side boards. Gurney is there, turns it on further to neutral ice. Gathered in by Niagara, and slowing things down is Castleman. He's dropping off for Roberts. They want to speed north, and it is Roberts doing so. Around Gurney, then flies down left wing side, carries behind the net. Goes 10-2 at the skates, and he gets hit by Owen Hedrick stepping in front of him. But the Otters able to poke that puck forward. Taylor Radish and Castleman, they tie up on the play, and Castleman able to step and take that puck, but he coughs it right back on to the blade of Kyle Maximovich. Erie battling behind the net, Maximovich, and now it's Josh Wayman looking for Gurney behind the goal. Reaching was Roberts, picks it up on the back end as he twirls away from some traffic. Erie heads off trying to finish the shift change, and a penalty coming up to Roberts now, and there's a retaliation as Kyle Maximovich drew a call. It'll bring us to a power play opportunity as Roberts comes off. Let's just say he had to get this game under control, and as Maximovich finishes check, Roberts didn't like it, lets the slash come down on the skates of Maximovich. That's just playing to the whistle. And Erie has a power play 4-on-3 for 12 seconds, and it'll become a 5-on-3. This is a big moment if you can get some pretty quickly. The faceoff is pulled to the corner by Niagara. Erie digs it out, sends it on for Radish in the far boards. Tied up by McPherson. Along and right in front of the bench of the IceDogs, and McPherson wins that battle. Sends it on out to neutral ice. Maximovich picks it up there, brings it in right wing side. 33 seconds, 5-on-3. Erie sets up shop. Here's Hedrick. Looking to spike the comeback here. Radish, one-timer, and it's stopped by Dillon. McPherson to the biscuit first. Can't clear, Radish holds in. 22 seconds, 5-on-3. Hedrick, he'll step into one and misses on the far side corner. Up the wall, not out, Radish holds in. They'll trade places with Hedrick. Radish sets up Hedrick for the one-timer, stopped by Dillon, and he holds on. 12 seconds, 5-on-3 power play for the Otters. And then if that ends, it's still a regular 5-on-4 power play for 1:07. And the Otters will call their timeout. Chris Hartsburg grabs the whiteboard, and he'll draw things up at the Otters bench. And with 9 minutes to go, in regulation, you've got to cash in on one of these power plays. If you can do both, you can hit at least on this first 12 seconds when it's 5-on-3, that's huge. But the IceDogs do have the third best penalty kill unit in the league at 85.7%. Erie 1 for 1 here tonight, though. But they'll freshen up this unit, and I'll start here. This is where the face-off stat does come in, because if you're Niagara, you can chase as much as you want if you're the Otters and you do lose the draw. But if you don't get there first, because they're going to get the puck back and launch it, with it being, you don't have to set up an exit or anything when you're on the PK, especially down 5-on-3. They'll need this face-off win from Garrett Podubny. But it's won by Thomas. Ahead behind the net. Ham will slap it around the near side, getting across his Maximovic. He will hold in. 5-on-3 for 5 seconds. Maximovic waits, walks in, wrist shot, glove save, rebound, pops to the circle. They set up Hedrick, one-timer, sails high. It flipped on him at the last second. First penalty is over. Here's Radish. He sets up the top of the right wing circle. Hands off to Maximovic. Erie cuts across one more time. They'll leave it for Owen Hedrick. Back for Maximovic, left wing side. Wrist shot, scores! Treat yourself! Kyle Maximovic in front, may have been tipped and deflected, but the Otters have got on the board on the power play and are within 3. Otters got moving, and they got Taylor Radish to the front of the net. And as he steps out of the way, as that shot comes on the screen to Stephen Dillon, Maximovic lets that shot go from the left wing circle, beats him on the glove hand side. And the Otters, well, you can begin to come back now. The offense has got to strike even quicker than before. And a 5-2 hockey game. But Singer tosses it into the Otters' far side corner. Tied up there with Ryan Martin. You got to avoid the penalty box as well. Schaefer holds in. Down low for Cornell. Rolls off his stick. There's Alex Gritz of the Otters. Looking for Max Golod out of the far side corner. And moved on to Jordan Samrook. Out ahead off the skates of Alex Gritz. Reels it in. Backhands it into the zone with some speed. Here's Robinson. Reaches around with a man to the front of the net. Save made on Golod. It's loose. The Otters can't find it as Singer cleans up. And they send it on the corner. Golod chases after a man. That's Schaefer. Kicked on near side Constantino. They'll settle things down here for the IceDogs after that quick rush by Erie. Robinson trying to set up Golod. Better pad save by the goaltender in Dillon. Gurney, man, wide open is Mack, but they can't get it to him. Good shift change for Erie, and they quickly get back into the offensive zone. Here's Martin, bouncing puck, settled down, but he can't get a shot away. They quickly pounce on top of him. That was Johnson, and it's floated back on towards center. Martin recovers there. Dish on to Joe Mack, right wing side, walks in, wrist shot, misses on the glove hand side. Fellows is there. Able to get back down deep. Here he snaps on across. Nobody home for Joe Mack. And the bounce kicks off the near side boards and springs loose with Hedrick trying to pinch in and went around him, and Phillip can take off. Down behind the Otters, goal to the near corner. Wayman, nice bump, pokes it out ahead. Joe Mack on his horse. But getting there first is Tomasino. Their first round pick this past OHL priority selection, 5th overall. He'll send it in deep. The Otters look out. They cough the puck up. There's a shot blocked by the Otters. Hedrick able to step back. Erie was cherry picking a bit. They had 2 men out in the neutral zone, and they almost got caught with their hand in the cookie jar. Far side corner, McPherson. The defenseman here holding it. Gives out for Hunter, left wing side. Wrist shot, out high. Glove save by Oberoy. And he'll hold on with 6:28 to go, and we'll have that midway whistle. In a 5-2 hockey game, as Kyle Maximovic has the Otters on the board, their second power play goal of the night. Owen Hedrick and Taylor Radish the assists. At 11:26 to bring Erie within 3. Otters fans, True Moo and Meadowbrook Dairy Pure Milk is the official milk choice of the Erie Otters. That's True Moo and Meadowbrook Dairy Pure Milk. Pick up a gallon today at your local grocer. We mentioned Ivan Ladnia, a hopeful for USA Hockey at the World Junior Championship. And with that, the Otters, right before the World Junior Championship, will be hosting Team USA in Sweden and their final exhibition action before the World Junior Championship. Friday, December 22nd from the Erie Insurance Arena. Tickets start at $17. And we get back to action. Wrist shot blocked away by the Otters goaltender on it, Oberoi. And Erie springs loose out to center ice. Taylor Radish on for Max Simovic. Cuts over near side. Look to the blue line. It's Henry. Wrist shot. Blocker save. Bounces down. Here's Max Simovic. In front for Ladnia, and he couldn't take the pass as he twirled around. McPherson had him tied up. Maximoff floats it on in. Bouncing puck rolling towards the goaltender. And it took a shooter's bounce right into the chest of Oberoi. He'll hold on. With 6:02 to go in the third. Otters almost matching their game total in shots on goal here in this third period. 13 through 40. They got 10 here so far. As Sandbrook chips it onto the near side. Stretched way out ahead was Taylor Radish after the face-off win by Ladnia, but the Otters can't find him. Elijah Roberts is able to get back and deflect that attempted pass. Martin holds from the own zone. And skied up off the glass after it caught the official on that far side. As Matthew Phillip will toss it back into the Otters zone. Oberoi stops it there. On for Martin. Hammered up that far boards. And off goes Max Golod. 3 IceDogs after him, so he sends it across for Taylor Radish on the cross-ice feed. Radish wheeling and dealing, looking for Ladnia in the offensive zone. Cuts down, water bugging down to the corner. Played it off the official down low. Punched loose by Ham. And out ahead for Phillip. Steps around Jordan Sandbrook trying to take a chance. Phillip has him from left wing side. Big slapper from long range. Patted away from 50 feet out. The Otters settle it down. They were changing IceDogs doing so. Erie finishes their own, and Robinson has the puck right wing side down into Niagara territory. Hit by Schaefer. And Constantino will follow it up on the far side. Pestering him is Max Golod, and a man tripped up by Garrett Podubny, able to take that puck. No call-up coming, and Sandbrook waits. Fans on that pass. And Jones takes over. Sandbrook recovers. He'll march it forward. Leave it for Robinson on the near side. Poke check. Golod follows up. It comes to Hedrick. Bouncing puck. Nice hand-eye. Keeps it alive. Onside for Erie. Here's Garrett Podubny. Takes off near side. And onto the corner. Slided ahead for Owen Hedrick. Partner open on the left wing. Wainman shot through some traffic. Loose in front. Taking away is Golod. Where's the puck? Scooped out by Jones. And he'll skate away on left wing and out to neutral ice. Golod and Schaefer bark back and forth as they make a change. And the Otters now playing defensive hockey. Out of the far corner. Cornel poke checked by Wainman, and taking off is Patrick Fellows. Got the feet moving. Steps around one man. Flying down right wing side. To the net goes Wainman. Fellows going to drag to the front of the net. Try to tuck it home. Stopped by Dillon as Wainman crashes and the net comes off its moorings. But Dillon holding strong on the near side post with 4:03 to play. Here from the Meridian Center in St. Catharines, Ontario. 5-2 lead for the IceDogs. Looks like both teams holding home ice so far this season. They'll see each other 3 more times. Two more times at the Erie Insurance Arena. One more time here after this meeting as Hedrick plays the puck on far side. And we continue with the NBA style game entertainment. The Otters chasing the puck down to their own end. Along the far side boards is Brady Johnson, who got things going here for the IceDogs. Pair of goals. It started 2 minutes and 40 seconds in to the second period, part of that 4-goal second for the IceDogs. He has the puck. Just pinned it along the wall on the far side boards. Kills some clock. With 3:23 to go, Hedrick able to get loose. Sends it off the stick of Patrick Fellows into the zone. Fellows chasing after it. It's moved by McPherson and angled up the wall by Johnson one more time. Gurney takes over, settles it for Jack Duff. Thrown in for Ivan Ladnia. But it's played here by Dillon as he backhands it on for his defense, McPherson. And now Hunter takes over. Left for Phillip, swept up the near side, just around Jack Duff. That'll bring an icing call, but on his horse is Maximoff. Look out. He got caught up there with Curtis Henry on the chase towards that puck. Icing is whistled But Maximoff went flying into the net. So he got his skates caught up with Curtis Henry. Knocks the net off its moorings, but the icing call made. And the Otters offense zone draw with under 3 to play. We'll see each other twice with pretty much a home and home with a day off in between. January 11th here, and then the 13th 2 days later at the Erie Insurance Arena. And one final matchup at the Erie Insurance Arena right before the season ends. As penalty coming up to the Otters. Henry hauls down Kirill Maximoff on his way to the goal. They crash onto Oberoi. And going to the penalty box, here is Curtis Henry. It's going to be for a high sticking call.
Please report to the IceDogs retail store to claim your prize.
The draw will be the right of Oberoi. Him and Maximoff. Little love tap to say, hey, you all right? Yep, everybody's all good. No harm. But on to the power play for a third time tonight. Niagara with the puck. They win the draw. Thomas, now Maximoff on the near side. Wrist shot from long range. Glove down here by Oberoi. Holds on. Six seconds off the clock during that. Erie made some noise shorthanded on the year. 6 shorthanded goals. We will win this draw back and float it all the way down for Dillon to play. Taylor Radish watches. Dillon still holding. And moved on for Thomas on the far side. Thomas, half his points coming here on the power play. 13 power play points. As Ham gives the Maximoff. Now Jones will bring it on in. Stepped into by Hedrick. Wayman picks it up off the window, out to center ice. As Ladnia trying to knock it down and bring it into the zone. He was bumped by Thomas. Off his skates goes Ivan Ladnia. Maximoff gets the feet moving out right wing. The neutral ice hits the brakes right in front of the Otters bench. Follows up for Thomas with this 10th ranked power play unit as the Otters knock Thomas down. Owen Hedrick with a little shove back and forth. And now him and Thomas come across. Taylor Radish in to help out. Jones there also. And the whistle sounds. We get a stop. Tempers flaring up. I don't know how that first call doesn't go to Thomas. Clean check by Owen Hedrick. And Thomas comes up swinging the stick around. See what all comes from this. Hedrick makes his way to the penalty box. Thomas comes. Which way is he going to go? They said go to the locker room, then they said go to the bench. Or the penalty box. Now they're saying go back to the locker room. Night's over. Or is he not getting a penalty? A minute 48 left. Our officiating crew brought to you by Visual Options. I apologize. The officials, Mike Marley, Mike Hamilton, and our two linesmen, Justin Tang, Mike Harrington. Now what's 2 men in the box for the Otters. Thomas stays on the bench. How does he not get anything out of this? And it stays at 5-on-4 in favor of Niagara. A little puzzled, but in the final minute 40, here's Elijah Roberts on left wing side. On to Corneal, carries into the corner. Wheels behind the net, gives on right wing side. Back up top, here's McPherson. At the center point here, still with the power play. Wrist shot, block, trickles on near side. Erie quickly after that, knock it into the corner, and it's blasted around the horn by Jack Duff. Maximovich chasing it down out to neutral ice. Picks it up in the offensive zone. Wheels behind the net, bounces to himself. Maximovich throws it to the front, taken away by Roberts before Cade Robinson could get there. Robinson after Castleman to the far side. Erie pushes it out to center ice, right to Castleman, who recovers after that check. Matthew Phillip into the zone. On for Castleman. Bounced on near side. Good reach from Ryan Martin to the Otters, but they hold in and give it back on the Castleman right wing side. Sliding again, Martin blocks the pass. Held by McPherson. Left wing side of Roberts at the circle. Wrist shot. Oh, just missed wide on the glove hand. And a lot of traffic again in front. Roberts is open again left wing side. Winds up. Hit his own man, Phillip, in front. Poked out of play from the near side. As pushing and shoving once again with 40 seconds left. In a 5-2 game, and now you're just building for Erie, trying to kill off the Curtis Henry minor, as they will do so. The time expiring just before the end of regulation time. Go 3 for 3 on the penalty kill tonight, unless something happens in the next 40 seconds. The Otters power play 2 for 3, but if you erase that second period, as Henner sent down to the ice by Curtis Henry. 12 seconds off the clock here, 28 seconds left.
2 hits for roughing. Hedrick, 2 hits for roughing. Time of Henry, 18-12.
They only gave a roughing call to Owen Hedrick on that. They just announced it.
It's brought to you by Lancaster Brooks and Wells Schwab.
That's what is. They just called for a power play. It's 5-on-5 here, 20 seconds left. Erie ties the puck up along the near side boards, pushing and shoving all the way around. Brady Johnson. Dame comes up the near side wall. Pushing on forward again was Edwardson, but it's kept in, trickled down towards the goaltender. And Oberoi forced to smother it with 8.1 on the clock. Again, pushing and shoving continues after this. But the Otters take the bus right after this, and it's over to Guelph. Spend the night, and then you got to play the Storm at the Sleeman Center. As Johnson looking for the hat trick, plays it to the front of the net, tipped around. Tomasino knocked down at the sound of the buzzer as the IceDogs take this one 5-2 on the back of a 4-goal second period. As Erie falls to 2-9-1-1 when away from the Erie Insurance Arena. 5-2 loss here tonight for the IceDogs. We'll step for a break. When we come back, we'll have the Otters postgame show for you right after this. You're listening to the Erie Otters Radio Network on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260. Welcome back here inside the Meridian Center. Otters fall 5-2 the final here to the Niagara IceDogs, who continue to have the Otters number from the Meridian Center here in St. Catharines, Ontario. But it's powered by a
2 more goals tonight, number 72.
a 4-goal second period. That was really the difference. The Otters won that special teams battle. 2 for 3 on the power play, 3 for 3 on the PK.
His first start. We talked about it
But that 4-goal second, you erase that, and the Honors have a 2-1 win. But you give up the 4 goals, 2 of them as the lead changes 50 in a matter of 58 seconds early in the second period, and from there, all IceDogs as they outshoot the Honors 41-25. Erie trying to build a little momentum heading into tomorrow night's game against the Guelph Storm, a second visit into the Sleeman Center on the season. I hope to change that story around. A shootout loss last time in Niagara, but after tonight, Erie heads onto the bus. We'll see Niagara tomorrow, but we got to recap tonight's game for you. Inside the post-game show, Erie out to a 1-0 lead in that first period. Good road start for the Otters. 4:43 in, the power play clicking as Ladnia and Taylor Radish set up Garrett Padubny in front for his 8th of the year. Enough to squeak it through Stephen Dillon. 1-0 Erie after 20 minutes. And into the second, this is where it just all went off the rails. As Erie gives up 4 in that second period. And 2 goals in 58 seconds would turn things around. At 2:40, Brady Johnson, after a face-off win by Niagara in the honor zone, shot to the front of net, blocked down in front. Johnson follows up on the deflection off of Jack Duff. 1-1 hockey game. 58 seconds later, IceDogs get it another one. This time, Daniel Singer streaking down the left wing side. And able to set up Oliver Castleman. Lets the wrist shot go, beats Troy Timpano on the blocker. It's a 2-1 lead for Niagara, just like that. 8:55, still in the second period. Johnson adds another one. Little backhand chip towards the net along the goal line that sneaks its way past Troy Timpano. And that was one the Otters needed to have, but that would be the end of the night for Troy Timpano. Allows 3 goals on 22 shots and is pulled in that second frame after only playing 28 minutes and 55 seconds on an overweight the rest of the way. Didn't get much help in that second. As at 12:14 with a delayed penalty coming up to the Otters. Extra man on for Niagara. They take advantage and they find Kirill Maximov on the back door. 4-1 Niagara after 40 minutes. That was all that Niagara needed as they put up 4+ on the Otters for a 3rd straight game. And they would add one more in the 3rd frame, 3:33, and Singer finding the back of the net for his 8th of the year. Maximowicz would add a power play goal late at 11:46. Hope to build some momentum for tomorrow night's showdown with the Guelph Storm, but the final 5-2 belongs to the IceDogs as they win their 4th straight on home ice here from the Meridian Center. Erie outshot 41-25. They do go 2 for 3 on the power play and 3 for 3 on the penalty kill here tonight. Take a look at tonight's Ironworkers local union number 3's 3 stars. I'm in the game with the 3 stars of the night. Daniel Singer, the 3rd star, a goal, 2 assists. Ben Jones, the 2nd star. Jones had a handful of helpers on the day, 3 of them to go along with a +3 rating. And the number 1 star, Brady Johnson, who had 2 goals on the night, +2. He got things going in that second period, and the IceDogs take the game 5-2. Real quick, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Brought to you, as always, by the Sheridan and Courtyard Erie Bayfront Hotels, proud sponsors of the Erie Otters. You ought to be staying with the best as the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds looking to extend their streak to a 12th game. They lead the Peterborough Petes 6-4 with 5 minutes to go in the 3rd. All tied up in Saginaw with the Hamilton Bulldogs and the Saginaw Spirit. No, they just called a goal back. Now it's 3-2. But that has 5:27 left in the 3rd period. Windsor Spitfires 5-2 lead over the North Bay Battalion with 2 minutes to play. Erie visits Windsor next week, next Thursday. And then in Barrie, 3-2 lead for the Barrie Colts over the Mississauga Steelheads. That's just getting the 3rd period underway. But for us, we wrap them. Erie gets on the bus and it's heading to Guelph to take on the Storm tomorrow. Game time 7:30. Erie Federal Credit Union pregame show at 7:15 right here on your home of Otters hockey. That's going to do things for myself. I want to thank Nick Ritson back in studio as we say goodnight from St. Catharines, Ontario. Final score, Otters fall 5-2 at the hands of the Niagara IceDogs, and it's on to Guelph tomorrow night to take on the Storm. I'm Aaron Cooney saying so long. You're listening to the Erie Otters Radio Network on CBS Sports Radio 96.3 and 1260.